Hello!
Hello, we're just starting with spoilers.
They didn't hear that.
I hope they didn't hear that.
Hi! Welcome
Or
to
whatever.
Hall of Greats.
Hello.
Am I on camera?
Yes, you are.
Do I have to lean over like an ass?
Sit normally,
Not
and then
really.
I will. How would you like to sit?
I want to sit
You
like
are
this.
fully on camera.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, as long as you don't like lean weird up
No,
forward.
they were talking about Last of Us. Hall of Greats. Hello. This is the thing where we induct games into the Hall of Greats.
2 games.
we have, yes, we have an ongoing list, and we present, and we rebut, and we vote
Mm-hmm.
as to
5-minute
which games
presentation.
are worthy
Yeah.
to be one of the greats.
5-minute presentation, 5-minute rebuttal, where we say things that we may or may not actually think. We just have to come up with complaints, and then we have to defend them.
That's
Don't
right.
take this very seriously. It's for laughs.
Brad looks like he's ready to hop on a plane to Miami.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I don't know if I want to go to Miami right now.
Brad,
Miami
Brad looks like
Vice.
the
Not a good-
flashback
not a good
from
pick.
12 Monkeys.
Sick.
My mom's in the shelter right now, about to go to bed. She was walking around before lights out.
Shit.
Early lights out.
Scary, boy. Is everything
Shit just got real.
Yeah, shit.
My grandma.
What are the other rules? You can't. Then at the end we vote without telling you which ones we're giving which numbers to, but we can tell you which ones. But yeah, you can't vote for your own.
Yet.
If anything receives no votes, it's banned
For a
a
year?
year.
That's gonna be harder to get no votes now.
I think it's
What?
plenty
What?
easy. I
Because
don't know.
there's
Easier.
less.
Easier?
Isn't it easier?
I don't know. Who's
No,
the
it's
stat
harder
measure?
because
Keep going.
there's.
Keep going.
Ask
going.
Jason.
What else is there to say? I don't know.
There's-
That's it.
As
We're
many
excited.
games as there are people.
We got a great lineup for you.
That's right.
Can't wait for you to see this chat.
Mm-hmm.
Some very unusual picks this time around.
Oh.
I chose my pick 1 hour ago.
I finished.
Straight up.
I finished getting ready for mine 1 minute ago.
Chad, it's not that I don't care. It's I've been taking care of my grandpa. Got a lot going on. I'm not trying to phone
It's
it
lower
in.
on the totem pole.
Yeah.
He also does not care.
Yeah. This one a little phoned in, but I'm still passionate about said game.
Speaking of phoning it, no, that doesn't make sense. Anyways, not a good transition. But yeah, Isla was in the vocal booth. Our
Was that
our
you?
office vocal booth. I
I
walked
heard
in
the-
and I heard you, and then
I heard the
oh.
door like open and then shut, and then I paused and I heard it open and shut again. And I
That's
was
a
like,
horror
"What's
movie."
happening?"
That's scary.
And then I poked my head out and I was like, "Hello," and I didn't hear anything, and I was like,
you got any
on?
updates or anything we need to go over before we begin here?
I do. So before we start,
"What the hell?"
just in time for Halloween,
Oh yeah.
we've got some spooky new Mysterious Monsters merch in the store. So drop that merch link, mods. And tomorrow, just because there was a misprint and we needed to take them down, there will be Mysterious Monsters stickers.
Stickers.
All the
Yeah,
monsters are on there, even some
stickers.
monsters that we don't use anymore.
Love stuff.
Whoa.
So that's a short sleeve t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, hat, and 4 stickers. Sticker packs.
Embroidered hat.
Yeah.
4 sticker
4,
packs.
no, not packs. I'm sorry. 4 sticker sheets. Wait, let me tell you what they are
Oh
because
my
I came up with the
God.
names and I think they're cute. What are they called?
What?
Easy Ally. I'm sorry. I'm googling.
What, the stickers?
Stickers.
Yeah, I named the sticker packs different things. Okay, never
right,
mind. They're not
the
on here.
themes.
They'll be up tomorrow. Totally forgot.
Sticker
Um,
packs.
4 sticker sheets.
Like in the old days. Put
Yep.
stickers on the back of your Trapper Keeper, chat.
Mm-hmm.
Or on
Mysterious
your
monsters.
school binder.
That's
Your
what a Trapper
iPhone.
Keeper is.
Oh.
That's a specific type of binder.
Didn't you have Trapper Keepers?
No.
What?
When you said
Chad, am I crazy? You had Trapper Keepers.
when you
right?
said Trapper Keeper, I thought
Isn't
my
that more
my
from the
mind
80s?
pictured
It's
like
a
the back
school-
of a truck.
I mean,
Those
I'm
things
older
that
than
go
you.
It's a
over.
binder with a
You are
flap
50.
with a
I
Velcro.
forgot.
I'm older than
Oh,
you.
I
You
never
are
had
50.
that.
Yeah.
And that's
I never
insane.
had it.
That's
I'm
insane.
800
What do you
years
call
old.
a thing that
How would
covers a
those
pickup
go out
truck?
of business?
What?
How would they not go out of business?
What?
Paper is a thing of the past,
Not in
Margaret.
school.
Huh?
Blood still has a printer, probably.
Blood is a printer.
No, I hate. I stopped
I
doing
hate
printers. I just go to FedEx if I need a printer.
My mom's got a printer, dude.
Those things are freaking nightmares.
Still uses it.
Brad, my mom's got a printer.
She still uses it.
My girlfriend, we just had to fix her printer yesterday.
Mm.
She always has to print like government documents all the time.
Elise has a
Yeah.
printer she was complaining
Horizontal,
about the
yeah.
other day.
Who?
Elise.
Elise Willems?
Yeah.
Who's
I
that?
love Elise Willems.
Same.
Team.
Yes.
Trapper Keeper.
Nice.
Mead. Are they still kicking?
I put
Oh, yeah.
I
Get
put all the
Lisa
papers in
Frank
my front.
Trapper Keeper.
The front of the binder, just that little. You open
Oh,
it.
the first, yeah.
The first, all of them.
Not
just,
on the outside.
So you put all your papers in there.
Yeah.
Didn't it explode?
I would not be
My
surprised.
organizational skills are in the negatives.
Okay.
Yeah. Had a binder.
Yeah.
Grossly misused the
Yeah.
binder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don, how you holding up?
I'm trying to figure out what the Trapper Keeper thing is.
You didn't
It's
have
like
a Trapper
puffy
Keeper either?
binder.
Good. I'm glad I'm not
All right,
alone.
fine.
They had all kinds of cool designs.
Maybe they didn't have them
You
on
could
the
get
West
some
Coast.
with
Is this a
like-
Midwest
I,
thing?
I heard of that.
He's
No.
from fucking Florida. I
Okay.
didn't even know if I was going to say fucking or Florida in that first F word until it started
They had a
coming
little
out.
pouch for like rulers and stuff.
Yeah, of
You'd have
course.
different folders, different colored folders for different subjects.
Gabby's
Gabby.
leaving.
I don't need to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Gabby straight up left.
Gabby's been here all day. and
I don't
she
know
was like, I don't need to
anyone
be
that
here.
had a Trapper Keeper if they were like this design.
I don't
Like
get a
have,
vote.
like
I
a
don't get a
folder like that?
presentation.
Sure.
Mine were sideways.
Huh.
Or, I don't
See you
know.
later.
Bye.
Not in the design, but the
See you,
aspect.
Gabby.
We just had like binders usually.
Well, fucking A, man.
You
Shout
were,
out to
you were
Hole Punches.
judged.
I had cool shit on my binder.
Yeah, we were all definitely like, it was a status symbol to have a good Trapper Keeper.
Backpacks too.
Yeah,
People were very much judged on backpacks.
yeah.
I found out the hard way
Jansport.
that Jurassic Park was apparently a kid's thing.
No way, man.
It's adult.
When that movie came out, I got a Jurassic Park backpack,
Good
and I was
toys.
made
Yeah.
fun of the whole
toys.
year for that crap.
What?
I never lost reference.
What the heck? Those are some serious
Kids are serious? What? That's messed up.
That's so
Yep.
funny, dude.
Kids are dumb.
Dude, dinosaurs are like universally awesome.
True.
Dinosaurs.
Anyway, Hall of Greats. Yeah, who's first?
Bunch of jerks.
Yeah, kids are a bunch of
I did not ask for pen every class. I had pens, but I did sometimes. I used pencils though. Not a
Donald
maniac.
Paul's gonna
wrote
have a
pen.
heart attack if we don't start doing the
It's Huber first.
Huber.
Huber!
All right, get the worst out of the way. Get the worst out of the way. Here we go.
The worst.
Flying by
Reminder
the seat
that
of my
it's phoned in.
pants. I've got no visual aids, no nothing.
It's alright, dude.
That's
Which-
how I roll.
Which
sweat.
actually, it kind of
You can fill 5
we're
minutes.
RP in it actually, you know. Yeah, like not having any visual aids, going purely from memory
Yep.
ties into it actually.
Is this part of the presentation?
No.
Okay.
Tell me when.
Okay. Whenever you start talking,
Okay.
I'm gonna start the timer.
So, Hall of Greats is a representation of the greatest, what we think are the greatest games of all time for a variety of reasons, you know, legacy, how they hold up, how they play now, yes. There is a big hole on the Hall of Greats so far that I am trying to plug with my nominee. And the game I am bringing today is Time Crisis 2!
Oh boy.
There is a distressing lack of arcade games on this list. I mean, Street Fighter 2 is there, but you know, it's on consoles and stuff. Sure, yeah, there's an arcade cabinet of it, of course. It kind of counts, sure. You can have
A
it.
little more than kind of.
Red
Yeah.
card, blood with red
Yes.
card.
Yes. But Time Crisis 2, this is an arcade game. You want to get into the arcade and you want to play with this gun that click, click, clacks. And I just think it is absolutely the pinnacle of arcade games. You know, there are different eras of arcade games. They go on for decades. You know, arcades are still around struggling. There have not been any 10 out of 10s in the arcade in a very, very long time. It is a dying art form. But Time Crisis 2 represents the very best of the best, without question. So light gun games are a staple of the genre. They're a staple of arcade cabinets. And, you know, you bring up Lethal Enforcers and House of the Dead, sure, House of the Dead 2, but Time Crisis 2, having the pedal, this interactive element, you have the pedal to stand up and take cover. It was just so immersive, and it offered something that was just not really doable at home. Always got to stop and give a shout out to my main man Brad Ellis for having Time Crisis 1 on PlayStation 1. He had that little gun con. It had the button on the side. I think there was a version that had a little pedal that you could bring home, but the gun cons in the arcade, and I'm talking about a mint machine here. We can get into, you know, the access and the lack thereof to find a good cabinet. But we're talking about the best possible condition for a cabinet and the way the gun just goes back. I mean, you'd walk into an arcade, and I'm just speaking for myself here. You hear that click when you walk in those doors, and it sounds like Christmas. You know, it's like Las Vegas for kids when you hear the click of that gun. and
That's a great analogy.
the co-op nature, of the game. And something that has evolved since then as well are speedruns. I mean, this is a game about time. This is a game about getting through it quickly. I mean, there was a point in my life when I could beat this whole game on one continue. That's it. Trying to just picture where all the enemies are, the loadouts. You're going through all these cool environments, you know. I think of the construction site and the train. I mean, these are Naughty Dog, Sony Santa Monica level set pieces in this game. The train, the things are going by, the guy grabs a big missile and you've got to duck and hide. There are, you know, the jet, the boat chase, even tying into the lore with the villain Mad Dog. You know, he was the main villain for the first one. He comes back looking for revenge. It's just such an awesome game to play with a buddy, or even play with yourself. Obviously, kind of a Resident Evil 5 situation, not as good solo. It's a co-op game. But playing together and just feeling the energy of the crowd. I mean, it always had a crowd around it, this game. Even for people that weren't gonna play, you know? A lot of fighting games get big crowds. People are rotating in, getting their hits in. Time Crisis 2, though, was just always one of the most fun to watch, one of the most fun to play, and I absolutely think it is one of the greats.
All right. Do you give your remaining 20 seconds to Dawn?
Do you want it?
Anybody else need some
Do you
time?
want the 20 seconds?
Yeah, I'll
Just
take 20
take it,
seconds. I'll
Don.
take
You
20
always
20
need
seconds
it.
to Dawn! 20
Just
seconds
take
to
it.
Dawn!
Thank you.
All right, can I go?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Huber.
Yeah.
There's like fucking 10 Time Crisis games. What makes 2 the best?
So 1 is single player.
1's the best one, by the way.
1 is fucking sick. The castle rules, but the environment kind of remains the same throughout in Time Crisis 1. You know, you can kind of go to that lab later on. I remember a lot of it does look samey over the time. 2 has the stages, just the best stages and set pieces. I think of really early on, there's the shopping mall outdoors, which is so cool. There's like the jewelry store and everything. I mentioned the forest and the set pieces there. As you go on, they started to factor in like all these different weapons you could choose. It tried to be more complex, and it lost something there. And the visuals of the later ones don't look as good. Time Crisis 2 has that classic, timeless look that still looks good today.
Time Crisis 2, this is a strength and I would think a negative to it, Huber. One is, I think, is the game is so old now, it's like impossible to find it in a good condition and play it well. Yeah. The guns are super sick that kicked back. But they always broke.
They did.
Always.
Definitely.
Every single one broke. So it's like, at the time, in that very beginning, it was sick. But nowadays, you cannot play that game in the optimal format.
Totally, it's hard to play now, absolutely. But I will say, in my mind, the Hall of Greats is also about celebrating the legacy. We've got a lot of old games on there. You know, there's a lot of old tech. Booting up your NES is still challenging. I know a lot of these games are available digitally now, but I'm mainly speaking to the legacy of it. And like you said, that is a strength and a weakness. You know, it is this moment in time that should be celebrated, but I understand that today it is a very hard thing to track down and play. Absolutely.
Booting up an NES was always challenging. But Huber, with light gun games, one of the trickiest things is so much of it is about reaction times. What does Time Crisis 2 do to push back on that? Like, are there things that are more random elements, or how does it challenge a player going forward time and time again?
But I love that. So you can really, like, again, I played this game so much as a kid, I had so much of it memorized, but those bullets that hit you, that actually do damage, visually are the red ones. You know, whenever you see that red bullet coming your way, and by playing it a lot, you can kind of maybe know when that's going to go down. You see a threat. Yeah, you see a threatening enemy. You know that those enemies usually have red. You know, maybe they'll throw a knife at you or something. Even if you don't know the reaction time, which I love, you have that split second to react and duck down. So I think it is a really nice balance of, like, cheese arcade corner munching maybe, but also, like, this is a game you can learn and get better at. And I think it is pretty forgiving in that sense.
If it's so great, why has it never come back in any way?
It has come back. There was a newer one a few years ago.
2.
Oh, 2.
Not the series.
You know, it's not the only game. Are you good?
Go ahead.
It's not the only game that has been lost to time. I think the fact that it is an arcade machine in today's day and age has stopped people from wanting to maybe bring it to like a PlayStation VR or something. We did just get some House of the Dead action on Switch and other consoles, so maybe in the future Time Crisis can make a triumphant return. I think one day it will come back, Brad. I know Ben Moore and I got to the end of that newer one just a few years ago now, and then it hard crashed right at the end. We had a game-breaking bug in an arcade. First time I've ever seen that happen. But that one wasn't too old, so it's still kind of stringing along.
There's a version of this on PS2, right? Time Crisis 2 is on
Yeah,
PS2.
probably.
There is.
Yeah,
There is.
because 1 was there.
Yep. Has the not clicked back.
Time.
I don't know if it has the foot pedal. Does it have the foot pedal?
One of them did.
Time.
That's not for it. I'm just curious. Cool. Great game, dude. Fucking love that game.
Yeah,
I liked
dude.
it's like Vegas for kids.
That was
Click
so
one
good.
or
Of the
two?
guns.
It's 2.
That was so accurate, Huber.
It's only 2 in my
So
mind.
accurate.
You can't play that game by yourself, dude.
No,
It's fucking
yeah.
pathetic.
Yeah. When I was like speedrunning it, I would.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba,
Yeah, no options.
Damiani.
Also, I have to come over here and pilot this.
Oh,
You need a
2
pilot.
images and a video.
okay. Hang on.
In the video, I'll have to show you.
Let me
I made 2
reassemble.
points, but
Oh, jeez.
they're just hard to jump to in the video since it's very low. They will not see this.
Blood, did you ever bring your GameCube memory card to F-Zero, the arcade game?
They can-
No, I never got a chance to play
Ah.
the arcade game in the arcades.
Ah!
I never got to play that F-Zero one either. I've
There's
always
a
wanted
couple
to.
of times I heard people say, it's like, oh, there's one over here,
Yeah,
but
me
I
too.
never got to go to it.
I've
Yeah.
gone. I've never tracked it down
So
in
you just
person.
want
It
me to
looks
drag
so
the thing
good.
to them?
Yeah, just drag the thing to them.
Okay.
F-Zero AX, yeah. I was talking to Brad about it because we went out like a month ago to get some food, and there was an arcade in the mall area.
Are they
And I was just like,
already, or are they...
I was like, yo, like, I wish more places would just have some retro arcade machines. And Brad's like, it's probably really expensive to like upkeep. You know, like getting a working Time Crisis 2 machine like is probably so much maintenance,
Yeah.
and they're probably so
want-
rare.
You're gonna talk over your video, right?
The images to come first, and I'll tell you to play the video.
Okay.
Arcade in the Valley, player 1 no-ho. Oh, got it.
Time Crisis 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just go and click.
All right.
Well maintained.
Hype. Hype.
You good? All right. So now you have the timer ready.
I'll go when you go.
Go get him,
Alright.
Damiani.
This game is one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh shit.
It is a game about high-speed chases, dogfights, set pieces, epic battles, intense shootouts, and tense one-on-one showdowns. It has it all.
What?
And it is a game that is only available in arcades.
You are you serious? What?
Isla, if you would go ahead and show the image of this cat, the Star Wars
shit!
Trilogy arcade.
Oh
game
my
on Sega.
God! What a 10 out of 10.
And the only way to, this is the definitive way to play it.
Oh.
Not the modified arcade, the one with the chair with the joystick.
Fucking
Isla, start that video for me. You don't need to do the other image. We'll just go to the video.
Dude.
And we're going to jump to the points here. So we jump to the first point. Hide the... So we start here on
Yo.
Hoth. Talking about epic set pieces. One of the moments you've always wanted to live. One of the first times you got to play this in full 3D. Epic action flying across the snowfields, taking down these giant enemies. And these levels also had these bonuses. Like, it's just chaos. You feel the tension. You feel the action, the crossfire. You got these little bonus things. You can shoot these little droids on top of just trying to get a high score. So it's combining all these great elements about a shooter, like a stick shooter, into one. And there were also these secret conditions that would come as well. Like when one of the walkers would go down, you could send in for help to take them down as well. Yeah, shooting these things was a nightmare, but like it was a test of precision. And then let's jump to the yeah, here it is, the secret thing. Then you had the shootouts.
So sick.
Trying to get to the Millennium Falcon, one of the great levels here where the stormtroopers, snowtroopers are trying to take out our like classic characters.
Yeah.
Instead of like the usual help me scientist, you had these famous characters you had alongside. You wanted to protect them. And you would get like streaks, shooting them without missing with the bonuses, getting like the multipliers. And the best thing of all was like shooting them headshots.
Oh my God,
So
I
you
remember
wouldn't
expanding the
overheat. Like so many factors to consider. And then you were covering up the shield. You only had so much health. Let's go to the next point. Then the duels.
Yes.
The first time up, you fight Boba Fett with a lightsaber. No mistakes allowed. One hit and you cannot complete this mission. And it was intense. Having to test your Jedi reflexes to bounce back laser shots. And it was so crucial. And by doing this is the only way you can get the best score. Next point. High-speed chases in the forest moon of Endor, going down on the speeder bikes, having to weave between all these obstacles while also taking out the enemies who would shoot back at you constantly when they got too many of them, having the chicken walkers as well. Just like the thrill of going through the forest. In first person, dude, brilliant to do it this way. Much better than any of the other speeder bike parts. We could skip to the next part. Yeah, blowing up the salad. Like classic set pieces. These are the set pieces right here. Get your bonus for all this. Like, love racking up the score. But then, once you've done all three, it was time for the showdown with Vader. Super intense. He's taunting him, saying, like, when you make mistakes, he changes dialogue. Let's go to the final thing. We don't want to, like, save this for people in the arcades. Look at that. Fallen Vader.
No
Your
spoilers.
reward for doing all of this. It wasn't in the menu. Your reward for I don't know if it's playing right now. Okay. Your reward for doing all of this, a bonus final mission. the end of Return of the Jedi. You got to do the epic finale here, taking down the Death Star 2 with all your like, just look at the chaos of this. Like, yeah, flying through the Rebel Alliance here, following the Millennium Falcon, and then it's like, let's go. Got your squad mates with you, and it's time for the, look at them just unleashing all these enemies at you. So good, so intense. Trying not to take any damage was like impossible as a kid. And then, yeah, you go towards the Super Star Destroyer. And I don't think I made a next point, did I? Oops.
No.
Oh, can you fast forward a little bit, just a tiny bit? Won't like, yeah, this part going into the core, man. Like cinematic moment here, one of the best. And just this game was like mandatory. Anytime I see this arcade game, I sit down, I play it through its entirety. It's a pleasure to play this. Its only downside is it's so hard to find, and it's only an arcade game. Never had a console port. Such a great experience, and yo, boom.
Phenomenal.
JP text. Okay.
Isn't a criticism. I'm just curious what the year and the developer was.
Sega. This is a Sega arcade game. And I believe it was from 99 or 2001. It's around that time, right at the turn.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Because it was weird as the Hoth stuff looked like Shadows of the Empire.
Totally.
Yeah.
I felt like
Which
somebody
was
like
much
just
before this.
sent a zip disk over to Japan or
Yeah,
something.
Shadow of the Empire. Shadow of the Empire was like 98. Thank you. I said 99,
Okay.
98. So okay, like what? Shadows of the Empire looked groggy, and Rogue Squadron didn't come out till what? A little late. Like probably came out the same time or after this. No.
First one, yeah.
Yeah,
Sitting in a chair with the stick, with this giant screen in front of you, it vibrated and stuff like that. Forget the rumble pack in the N64. This was the way to play it.
I will back that up. It was like the IMAX of arcade cabinets.
I will push back on that right now.
Okay, push back.
Because
Push
in
back.
those other
Push back.
games, you could actually pilot these awesome ships you're flying and not just sitting on a rail with a shitty
yeah.
fucking joystick. That was not good. And it's not good.
It was a good
It's
joystick.
bad.
You must have gone to a bad arcade.
I went to a pristine arcade.
California
You know
in the
I did.
90s must have had bad arcades,
We
I
did.
guess.
we did. We had great
Must
arcades.
have bad arcades.
I feel like it's in the middle. I feel like you're both right. Like it's good, but a little splashy.
Brad makes a fair point.
Now,
Damiani,
the control. Go back and play Rogue Squadron. Or sorry, go back and play Shadows of the Empire. That's what you're talking about. Those controls suck by today. That game has not aged well at all.
What were you going to say, John?
It does not. Like, being able to pilot it needs to pilot well. Rogue Squadron gave you good controls, but this is at the same time as before. So I will say that. Also, these visuals. These
Looks
might
great.
not look great by
No, they
today's
look
standards,
great.
but
They look
back
great.
in the
They look
day,
great, yeah.
high fidelity screen,
yeah.
it was an HD, but like...
Don has a question.
Don has a question. Stop spitballing.
Damiani, you're not gonna like this. I've got an iceberg for your little Star Wars Titanic.
Little!
Battle pod, Star Wars Battle Pod. How do you respond?
Oh.
The greatest Star Wars
Pod
arcade
Racer?
game.
No.
No, Battle Pod. You
It's a new arcade
You open it
game.
in 2014. It's not new. You step into a door. You open a door. You step inside. You're surrounded in black. Tell me you've played.
This
Battle
sounds
Pod.
amazing.
How
I've
many
never
you
played
Battle
this.
Pod?
Oh, you never
All right,
played
don't
it?
shoot.
No,
It's off
what is
the rails,
this?
Damiani.
They're
It's
really
a-
good.
it's
Yeah,
the
you
most
gotta
amazing
play
Star
it. You
Wars.
gotta play it.
Alright, I take
Actually,
the ignorance. I plead the fifth.
The trilogy is really good too, though. The trilogy is really good too. That's not
This
fair,
is
Damiani.
childhood. This is like...
Yeah.
And still, and like,
So good.
I have every time I play it, still feels so satisfying.
Each of the movies had 2 levels, right?
Well, there was a single level of multiple parts.
What was in episode 4? What was it? I know the Death Star.
Yavin. It was literally just the battle above the Death Star.
Oh, okay, that's
Then
it.
you went above the surface, and then you went into the trench. The
Got
trench
it.
was the third
Got
part.
it, got it.
And Vader was chasing you. And you know what the troll was? Okay, I don't want to waste time. Because I'll be accused of wasting time.
No,
You got plenty of
that
time.
sounded interesting.
You would shoot. You would use the torpedoes to shoot his like wingmen, and they'd still come back every time. I was like, Vader, you bastard!
Minute and a half
Um,
left. I don't know.
Are the
It's so good.
are the duels really that great?
Dude, the only thing that would be upsetting
It looked kind of
is
Simon Says.
if you didn't know if the controls are like you forgot the controls are inverted. So the first duel against Boba Fett, you make that first wrong move, and like it psychs you out. It's like mental damage. But like if you like it was when I was in a when I felt it and felt good though, it felt so perfect. Like it responded well. But yeah, if you got a bad maintained cabinet, I would be talking to the manager and me like, yo, this is unacceptable.
Little Karen Damiani.
Yeah, the game was fair point. It was a very pricey game, wasn't it, Damiani? More than twice as much as any other game of its time.
It was anywhere from like 75 cents to $1 at the
$1.50
time.
from what I remember.
But now it's much cheaper. When we went to PAX West back at Game Trailers, it was only like 50 cents at the arcade there. It had gone down price.
Well, it's like a 20-year-old game.
Yeah, 50 cents, not bad.
I'm really fishing, dude. I got nothing.
I had nothing.
I just want an easier way to play it.
Dude?
No, it's perfect because I'm in and out like 25, 30 minutes tops.
Is
like,
it even
great.
that long?
I think it's like 25, 30 minutes, yeah. Most of the playthroughs I looked through about 28 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man. But, like, I wish there was a way to, like, get this at home.
Do you think there's enough to it?
$2 there.
It's like, I know it's an arcade game. But
It's like Star Fox. Star Fox about 30 minutes to play through as well.
Yeah.
Same vibes.
Okay.
Good job, Dan.
Cool.
5 minutes tops.
Great
Okay.
game.
Great game.
Good stuff.
You gotta play that
Damiani, you gotta
Battle
pick.
game, dude.
Pick a card.
Yeah, you'll love that game.
Bloodworm!
Oh, Bloodwart.
I remember Vader. You had to to get a hit. You would have to do like a pop pop.
It was hard.
It tells you
the
what
green
direction.
green.
It tells you what direction aim.
I'll
you
need
just
it
follow.
again when it.
Sure.
Maybe on the
That's
harder
why I
difficulties he got rid of that.
There's
I
a
don't know.
presentation they don't need to see.
Oh, okay.
Man, I was kind of hoping we wouldn't go back to back because of the double whammy of the arcade.
Double
Love it.
arcade whammy.
Pretty
Love
good. I think it gives it some power.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Arcade hype.
Mm-hmm.
Represent.
The blood book is out.
The Book of Blood, dude.
Yep.
All right, I'll start when you start.
All right. Yeah, a lot of times I try to go out of left field. I try to pick something weird. This time I had to go with my gut. First thing that came to mind when I thought of a great Final Fantasy IV.
Wow.
That is great.
One of the biggest things I want to stress about this game, which is not true of even that many Final Fantasies. It's not alone, but it's a game where your characters and their abilities are just inextricably linked. Like the things that you can do with a character in combat are linked to who that person is. They're a defining feature of that person.
Sick.
And one of the most, I think, significant ones of those is Tella, the old mage, and he's learned all of these spells through the years, but because he's old, he's forgotten so many of them. And then there's a point in the game where he gets his memory back, and you get access to all these high-level spells all of a sudden.
Sick.
But then you only have them for so long, because then he's like, all right, I'm just going to go fight Golbez on my own. I'm out of here. So it's great. And then similarly, Cecil, his abilities change when he goes from being a Dark Knight to a Paladin. Kain is that sick jump attack as a Dragoon. But again, he's in and out of the party, so you don't have access to that the whole game. Same thing like Rosa, she's got all these great healing spells, but she gets kidnapped and stuff, and so you don't always have access to that healing set. Rydia with all the summons, of course. Edge, the ninja later on, who can like take all of your leftover weapons and just like chuck them at enemies. And then yeah, just that whole dynamic of as characters, come in and out of the party, you get this just whole different moveset to play around with, and it really makes a big difference. This game is full of just truly iconic scenes. Just the opening act with the Red Wings flying back to Baron, having done these things that they regret in Mysidia, exiting the castle with Kain right at the start, going to Rydia's town and the bomb getting set off that you weren't aware of, that you just realized you got played again. Cecil becoming a paladin on Mount Ordeals, of course, descending into the underworld. So many deaths in this game. Even if some of them are fake outs, so many meaningful deaths when they happen. The Giant of Babil. This thing is sick. Like, you go through all this stuff, and then out of this tower, there's this huge monster, like this huge gigantic robot starts coming out and starts threatening, and it's like it takes like all the forces of the world to attack it and like unite. Getting the lunar whale, this legendary spaceship, and then going to the moon. And then you've got great villains and bosses, Golbez, of course, the marionette fight, the Magus sisters. I really like the 4 fiends in this game, like each one of them, like Mylan, who's just like decaying with his like ribs sticking out.
Who?
Mylan? They
Just
rename
keep
a lot of
Red
these.
card.
Anyways, Kainazo, the guy with the water, comes in. I really like the wind one where the hair whips up and then it looks like a tornado. And then Rubicant
1 minute.
has got all this personality. Locations: the underworld, the moon, the land of summoned monsters. The summons. This is where most of us were introduced to the summons in 4. And you've got all of those, Leviathan and Shiva and all the classics, but like this is where they really first came to life in the US. And then, of course, the music, one killer theme after another. Rose's theme, the Red Wings, Mysidia, the moon surface, all of it. Just one iconic thing after another in this game. And killing zombies and stuff, undead creatures with healing spells. Not the only game to do it, but I love it.
Love that shit.
10 seconds left. Do you give them to Don?
Sure.
Great
Nice.
job, Bloodworth.
All right, Damiani, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just asking the name. That's all.
Get
What are your thoughts on the Dark Elf Cave and the restriction it places on your party where you can't use metallic weapons?
It is both a pain in the butt, but really kind of cool. Yeah, I actually think it's an interesting way for them to mix things up in those early days. It's like, hey, you got to do something different. You can't just rely on the strongest stuff. You've got to put some other things in here and play the game a little differently.
Did this get a pixel remaster?
Yes.
Yeah, they all 1 through 6.
I
Blood.
should try this one.
You brought up some of the deaths, and you did bring up some of the fake outs. And I remember those annoying me greatly at the time.
When people come back, yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you think it's like it's an okay fake out? Do you think they do it well?
I think most of them are done well. I think I'm trying to remember if I don't remember. There's a couple I don't remember specifically if or when they come back. But yeah, I think there's a little bit of, it takes a little bit away, but I think that it's still those moments means so much when they happen. So yeah.
When a lot of people think of their favorite Final Fantasies Bloodworth, they think of, maybe the setting in combat or primarily the story.
Yeah.
Is there, you were talking about a lot of the story beats. Do you think this is one of the stronger Final Fantasy stories or the strongest?
I definitely do. I mean, it's obviously it's follows some of its cliches and Star Wars inspirations and stuff like that. The Kane mind control is probably one of the weaker things in there. But again, it's just like those arcs and that adventure and like going to all of these different places and the kind of like turnarounds with Golbez and with the inner struggles that Cecil has. I think, especially for its time, there weren't a lot of things where like you start off the game like realizing that, hey, we're the bad guys, and we've got to kind of turn our backs on our country and try to said it right.
Why does Final Fantasy IV deserve to be in the Hall of Greats before Final Fantasies Tactics 9 and 14?
14's in.
14th
Okay,
in.
then Tactics and 9.
I mean, I can't really speak too much to tactics, but I mean, I don't think it's about one being before another necessarily. But I still think, to me, like the story and the moments and stuff, with 4 they resonate a little bit more strongly than 9.
How does the... Do you have a good one?
Yes. How does now that there's been many Final Fantasies
Yeah.
days, how does 4 stand out to them gameplay wise? What makes 4 special?
I think one of the things I was saying with 4, with the characters and their abilities being so important, is that in a lot of Final Fantasies they have job systems, which are also really cool, but they can make it seem like anybody can do anything, and so I think that, like I was saying, like when somebody that you really like as a party member and you rely on, the story takes them somewhere else for a while, then you're like, oh, okay, now I've got to work with things a little bit differently. I've got to change up what I was doing. Or conversely, when somebody new comes in, it's like, oh, I've got this whole new skill set. Even like at the very end of the game when Fuso Ya comes in, it's like, okay, what can this dude do? So.
Can you speak to the balance and stuff? I know sometimes, a lot of random encounters.
4 is
grinding. How
one
does
of
that
the
hold
more
up?
difficult ones in terms of balance, because it's been rebalanced like every time it comes out. And particularly the last act on the moon, it just like all of a sudden just spike. And so the end can get kind of grindy before you can actually finish it off.
Do you think that not all people can do anything if they work hard enough?
What?
You said the job systems make it seem like all people can do anything.
Oh.
Which it seemed like you thought was a bad thing.
I know what you're saying. And I know what you were saying.
I know, I was just trolling.
This is a weird existential question.
There wasn't enough time for another question, so I was just going to make a joke.
It was
That's
a good
time.
one.
Nice
Good job,
bud.
Blood.
Alright, halfway through.
Final Fantasy IV is on the Super Nintendo Classic, right?
No.
It is not.
It is
It was
not.
three?
It's
No.
on a European.
Okay. So I can...
Yeah, the
It's
European.
on the European.
It's three,
Four is on
three
PC.
Is three on the
Brad's
list?
next.
4 is on PC.
Right.
Original version?
There's the DS version and Pixel Remaster.
Yeah, what we
The
need is
last
like
two,
the
baby.
DS version with like the classic graphics.
Yeah, shit.
Sometimes I think.
Or actually, what we need
Texas Tech.
is we need a game that looks like the cutscenes in the DS version.
Oh,
The
those are
cutscenes
very
are
nice.
amazing.
Very nice cutscenes. Yeah, very good.
Sick.
Alright, turn on the TV.
Oh, yeah. Brad,
Yeah.
I always love
Yes!
your
Are we gonna get a
PowerPoint.
PowerPoints?
Yeah!
Hell yeah,
Dude,
dude.
So
I love
good.
them.
I know,
Oh,
I do too.
man.
Keeps me
Alright,
on track.
I'll start when you
Are
start.
you ready, Damiani?
You want a 1 minute warning, Brad?
I'll give you the cue.
Like being in
Yes,
school,
please.
This is such a
being in
classy
school when
font.
everyone has PowerPoints is so chill. You just like, this
Yeah.
gives me the vibe.
Yeah.
Today's
Really
gonna be a good
good?
day.
It's like the teacher
birthday
putting on a
party-
movie. You're like,
really
yeah.
good birthday party idea is to have everyone make a PowerPoint. Or like not everyone, but the people who want to. Jason did that one time. It was a lot of fun.
That's
Anyway.
Sick.
Okay. My game is from a series with a long and celebrated history, but in the recent years, it unfortunately has faded. However, there's many games in this series, but I think this is the pinnacle of the entire series in understanding what the series means. That game is, hit it, Damiani. Play the fucking music right now. It's Mega Man X, baby. Super Nintendo, dude. Can you do the next page, please? Boom! Show that box art. Goddamn,
Oh,
look at
that's
that. Holy shit, that's a box art right
Oh,
there.
yeah, that box art.
Alright, next slide, please.
Fisher kind of fun.
The rollings. Alright, let's talk about Mega Man X, baby. I played this game yesterday. Goddamn, does this game hold up. From a gameplay perspective and level design perspective. Controls, smooth, tight, responsive. You doing that dash and that jump feels so good. That was introduced in this game, and it is one of the best 2D platform mechanics of all time. The dash forward and the jump at the same time. Too damn good. This one also has, so in Mega Man history, usually, you got your stage select. This one also has a rad tutorial. First time teaching you to play on the freeway. Excellent tutorial. And this time around, there's lots of optional things to go through in the levels. You're not just going through there besides E-Tanks. There's more to get. Next slide, please. The levels. Multi-layered obstacles, full of secrets, things to find, interesting challenges. Lots of extra things to find. Taking on bosses in certain orders. Not only do you get their powers like you do in the classic Mega Man, X takes it a step further. Some of the bosses you take down, it'll affect a level of a different boss. You take down Chill Penguin, you go to that volcano mammoth guy, it's frozen over, baby. So depending on which guy you can give you a little extra edge if you're having a little trouble. Adding some replay value to the game also.
Fucking immersive sim.
That's right. That's right. Tons of worthwhile collectibles, which I will get into more as we continue on. Go to the next slide, please, Damiani. Progression. So, Mega Man games, pretty simple, but this one's got a little more progression for you. You got the E-Tanks, of course, you know, classic, but now there's Hearts,
The armor.
which increases Mega Man's max health. Nice little upgrade to find. The armor pieces, dude. Wow! This is one of the sickest things you could ever introduce to Mega Man. Obviously, the first one you get is the boots, man. Changes completely the dash thing. You get the gun that does the third level of the charge. It shoots out a sick beam that goes through enemies. You get the helmet where you can break stuff with the walls, and the chest piece that just gives you that extra armor if you need a little boost, you know? If you want to go out there and if you want to take the time to make yourself stronger, you can do that now. And if you get everything in this game, you collect everything, you actually get a Hadouken with Mega Man. You Hadouken, and he says Hadouken, and it one-shots everything. It's sick. Next, please. Got a bunch of sick enemies this time around. The Mavericks now, not robot mashers anymore. No, we're in the future now, baby. These are the Mavericks, baby. They're now sick robot animal hybrids. Chill Penguin, dude, you're no longer your like little cut man, little dork, like 4-foot dork with the scissors on his head. You're a badass robot penguin that slides around. Hits guys, awesome. Got some classics though too. Those little bots right there. Sigma and Vile are way more intense than Wily ever was. Way more intense.
Bold statement.
These games have much more of a hard edge, I would say. You know, we're in the X series. You know, we're not Mega Man 1 through whatever it is about now, 11. You know, we're in the X timeline. It's a little more intense. Next, please. Banging soundtrack, as you can hear. Damiani's playing the thing. This soundtrack is god tier. One of the best Super Nintendo soundtracks of all time. No questions. And next slide, please. And we got fucking Zero introduced to this.
You love Zero.
The coolest character in this entire universe starts in Mega Man Zero. He'll go on, you know, or Mega Man X to go on to be the GOAT. And Dominic, play that little video for me. This is a little video we got from, I think, Space World 93 of Mega Man X. Just showing it off, just a little in action. As soon as Dominic can get it going. We cannot see it yet, though. Just a little bit, just a little thing they showed there. Nice little slice into time back then, just to see what's going on. Really awesome levels, dynamic things like destroying the ground, falling apart, dude. That awesome minecart thing, dude. Watching Mega Man just go through this, you could just look at this and know this plays good. Plays pristine. Look at this intro. Oh, it's Rockman too, baby. Hell yeah. This shit rules. I can recommend this game to anyone. This game's also easier than the past Mega Man games. So if you're struggling, you can get through this game. You can do it. I believe in you. And that's it.
Alright. You got 20 seconds or 18 seconds.
Send them down.
Alright.
Send them down. Filter them in.
Thank you.
Sounds like he's going last.
Plus 18. Yeah, he's getting all these seconds, man.
Reaping the time.
I will start it when someone asks something.
Explain a little more to me, Brad. Why the Dr. Wily?
What about
How
Dr. Wily is a classic? I love Dr.
How could it
Wily.
be more classic? And what about
He's
that
a
Wily
cool guy,
Castle?
but he's got a little goofy element to him. He's a little more goofy.
Endearing though. How would
Sigma and Vile though, that's why there's different timelines. This is not the Mega Man from that era of Mega Man. This is a complete different Mega Man. X.
Yeah.
So X is a much more serious universe, okay?
But what about those villains made them?
They are intimidating. They don't make jokes. They're not riding around in a goofy UFO, you know?
Yeah.
That guy's out there just being fucking Boba Fett with the
There's
shoulder
a
cannon.
hard edge
Riding
to
and
them.
fighting you in a mech at the beginning of the game and kicking your ass.
Yeah.
Unavoidable.
A little more grown up.
A little more grown up,
I
yeah.
love
Just a little
that.
more.
All right.
Just a little more edge.
Cool.
Brad, a
Yes.
lot of Mega Man games.
Yes,
Really
sir.
good Mega Man games. How does Mega Man X's levels outshine other entries in the series? The levels themselves.
I love the X games especially here. However, as they go on, the levels get too bloated. They go just too much sometimes. just for the sake of being longer, we got to build more and more. Mega Man X is very focused on what they're doing. They're like, yo, this is our vision for it. We're going to keep it chill. We're going to keep it trim and make everything feel great to go through. Not with this part where you're like, man, I got to go through this gauntlet right here, this kind of thing. There's a huge stage transition. Nah, it keeps it chill, man. Keeps you going, keeps the momentum. Sick.
Do you think that some of the secrets might be like a little too random, like stuff where you like kind of have to jump in a hole and kind of slide down to places that otherwise you really wouldn't have any reason to go there?
I think that only applies to some of like the hearts mainly. For the armor pieces, I would say not so, because I just got it all yesterday and it's pretty clear most of them where they are. I think that's just a part of those types of games. You're not in a huge environment where you can go from like a 3D angle or anything like that. There's just little crevices. I don't think that they go overboard with the blood. I did like maybe one my time yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me here, kind of a weird question.
Yes, sir.
If if someone has never played a Mega Man game and they boot up Mega Man X because it's one of the greats, what could it teach them about classic video game? Like, what is the takeaway from Mega Man X to
Mega Man
somebody
X?
new that's never played? What do they take away from it?
Awesome vision of a world, a universe, incredible bosses with personalities and distinct looks, and most of all, fantastic control.
Was it a mistake to not give you the dash ability outright and hide it behind?
Hide it? They don't hide it. It's you run into it no matter what.
I
know if you do Chill Penguin though.
Yeah,
is that what you mean?
So if you don't do Chill Penguin
Right.
first, you don't get the dash.
I just think that could be I guess you can call that a
Because every
complaint.
other X game, just you have it.
They
by
do later on,
default.
yes. I would say this is the first one, so maybe they didn't figure it out yet. But it is unavoidable.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this in your playthrough no matter what. Unlike the other armor pieces, and this game is doable without it.
Yeah. I mean, it's doable, but do you not feel it's like kind of essential and kind of like makes the
I
experience
think
better?
I would say it just makes the game better overall. Yeah, I would say Damiani, sure, that could be a complaint that I could agree with. Sure.
That was always my thing, was the dash. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think so? You stand by this game being the best in the X series? Like, you don't think any other X's from
There's
your
things I like
knowledge?
about some of the other X's, but I think
Yeah.
this is the best overall.
Okay.
Like, obviously, I like 4 because you could be 0 and stuff like that, but I think just the levels and the pacing is the best.
So
in
let me
this.
ask you this: you would know the answers to. You played the most. X1, I think, is the only one that did the level changing attributes based on what you did. But do you feel that compromised level design at all? Whereas any of the other ones, because they don't have to deal with that element, do any other X games have maybe better level design, or do you still think X is like hold up?
So in terms of it like changing, I can't remember because I haven't played 2 and 3
I
in
don't
a long time.
think any others change. Yeah.
And I don't think it holds it back. To me, it's not like a huge crutch. It's just like a little. There's parts where it just feels nice, just little parts, but it doesn't eliminate every aspect of danger.
Phenomenal fucking soundtrack in this whole series. Out of control, one of the greats. Does Mega Man X have the best music in the entire franchise?
Entire franchise?
Yes.
That's a hard question because the X soundtrack is distinctly different style and tone compared to the classic Mega Man style.
Got it.
I like it better though.
Okay. All right.
Give me that time. Don't I get more time?
Cross-examination time done.
Yeah,
Time's up. You don't get time for
Oh,
cross-examination. You want your cross-examiner to go longer? Okay.
Oh wait, hold on.
Your cross-examiner 10 seconds longer. As he started clapping.
I pleaded with the right to remain silent. Oh god. That was beautiful, bro.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
You're up, dude.
You're up.
Perfect.
All
Donnie
right.
time.
Nice.
Chat, there's a fast and loose prompt up on the thing.
Get to that fast and loose prompt.
Ben Moore showed me Mega Man X for the very first time at Easy Living.
Nice.
Yep.
sick.
And then
Easy
I
to
got
play.
obsessed. And
Easy
then
to play.
And yeah, and then I
There's
went
a collection.
home. When I went home, I was like, I guess I'm playing Mega Man X.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dude.
Button mapping. Didn't even bring that up. You could do button mapping back then.
Yeah, it's a yellow card.
Sorry.
How about you, Snake? Thank you.
How about your
Give it
snake?
to me.
How about you? What is a man?
Before my presentation begins.
Doesn't he have to
Don,
get up
All right,
there?
we gotta get the
You gotta
caveats.
get the
Let's get 'em
fuck
out of
up
the way.
In the hot seat.
Before my presentation begins.
This is the
okay.
Don
He did
tutorial.
say before.
Don is
but I
a
don't
box.
Trust it.
Oh my
Don,
god!
Hold on, now
What are
relax.
you? He's like
What's
carrot
in the
top.
box?
Not
Don
part
has
of the
a box.
presentation. This isn't part of the presentation.
What's
I
in the
just
box?
wanted to surprise
That's
everyone with
bullshit. You
something
brought it
nice.
back there with you
Are
for
you
a
trying
reason.
to bribe
Don,
us,
if it's
Don?
not part of the presentation, why is it happening
Just
when your
some
turn comes
innocent
up?
refreshment.
What?
Refreshment
Start
has
running
nothing
that
to
time.
do
Oh
with
my
the presentation.
God,
This
dude,
is a
he's
bribing.
Damiani.
Yo,
Best
best
color
color.
in the panel.
Best color.
Hey, hold on. This isn't a bribe. I don't want. This has nothing to do with the presentation. I just know it's been a long day.
Is there any
Everyone might be a
popcorn?
little
It has
thirsty.
been a long
Yeah,
day,
just a
Don.
blood. You want a blue? Blood turns it down. I was in for the blue
Oh,
Gatorade.
Room temperature Gatorade. Oh, I get fucking 12 of them.
Yeah, you could put it in the fridge.
Look, it's not
Yeah,
a bribe. I know some of you might be enjoying this, and you get
Yeah,
to the,
Don gets my
we
vote.
get
Why
to
is
the
there
win.
that giant box?
Yo, gifts? Yeah, you got it, bro.
Unprecedented. Never before.
Hold
thought
on! Before you assume I would lower myself
Should
to
I
such
start
a
the
thing.
time?
No.
Yeah.
This is the Don tutorial. We
Before
gotta-
you assume I would lower myself to such a thing, how dare you accuse me? This has nothing to do with the presentation. This is for you to enjoy. You get to the werehog part, you think, oh, I was only going to give Don 2.
I'm starting
You
the
think
time.
of the blue Gatorade, you put another in. That's not what I want to happen. I don't want this to push it up a little bit, okay? Don't let this influence
Your time
your
has
vote.
started.
Don't let you.
I'm
this
already
influence you.
influenced.
Don't let this influence you. voting,
Chad,
okay?
Chad is
not-
not
Your
being
time is
influenced.
running now.
Do
Well,
not
maybe they
let
are.
this influence you. Okay.
But they don't get a vote.
It went up my nose.
Don't let this influence you.
I laughed into the Gatorade.
Presentation can begin now.
It's been going, Don. It's
Look, the most recognizable video game characters in history worldwide. Is this important? Of course it's important. It means these are the ones that have touched the most lives. They're in the most people's memories. They've affected humanity, okay? There's an imbalance in the Hall of Greats. I'm here to help balance it. Help to begin to balance it, okay? Who's here tonight? Red Sky. How many times has, I'm sure you can find this out in a few seconds. How many times have we honored Mario? Clearly one of the greatest, okay? Many times. I'm sure Red Sky will tell how many times soon. Throw out a few, Brad. Why don't you for me? What are some other, the most recognizable?
In our Hall of Greats, like Final Fantasies?
No, not in our
Your
Hall of Fame.
Sonic?
Worldwide
Yeah.
video game character.
Sonic?
Also, Sonic brings interesting. Brad goes to Sonic immediately after Mario. The first, I mean, this wasn't set up, so you see, Sonic Mania is the game I'm nominating, and this is why.
Wow.
Mania is
Wow.
a great. Okay, why? The first 5 Sonics, the most unanimously loved. Always 1, 2, 3. Knuckles CD. Sonic CD, 5. I call it 5 as Sonic CD, okay? Very good game. People love it. The ones that have played it love it. Undeniable. So, why? Level design, game flow, art style, fun. They're all the best. They have that right. This is what Sonic Mania does. Remasters and remixes and expands the most beloved stages from the most beloved games. When has another game done this, okay? Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant. These bring up fond memories, right? What Sonic Mania does, it brings these levels back. Gives you 2 stages. The first one, they're going to remix it in a very familiar way. You get to relive it and love it again with this new beautiful art style. The second act, they're going to expand it, blow it out of the water, add new things. We love this. This is like a greatest hits and then a 20-minute extra performance each song that you've never heard this version of the song before. When has it been done? It hasn't been done, and it works. Time after time after time, every single stage. They add new stages as well that are brilliantly done. Some of the most brilliant. They fit in perfectly. Some of my favorite. Mirage Saloon Zone. How friggin' perfect does Sonic fit with the Old West? And who would have ever conceived that this would work? Robots in the Old West. Everyone loves them. Everyone loves Wild Wild West. And Sonic proves that this formula can work across the boards. Studiopolis. Let's not move on. I gotta bring up Studiopolis. One of the sickest zones. This like media conglomerate you're traveling through, busting through TV screens. Eggman menacing you. You get transformed, blood, into analog broadcast waves out of a little van. I mean, what kind of? Have you ever had this experience before? It's unbelievably thrilling. Dematerializing a Sonic
analog signal
and
before,
being
no.
sent as an analog signal to a receiver. Holy smokes, it's a really fun stage. Sprawling design. Now look what they do. They don't just give you these classic and great new levels, but they follow a formula that we love. Sonic CD presented these massive sprawling stages you could explore vertically and horizontally, like multiple times bigger than we'd ever seen these stage maps to be. And then everything from Sonic 3 gave us a very streamlined version. If you remember, those were kind of the most linear, forward, but very fun stages. And this is the basis for how they design all these levels in here. What I'm saying is it's the perfect payoff. It's the perfect satisfying experience for your nostalgia, but also for your new thing. And it's rooted in something you love. Now, how did they do this? They took on... made part of the development team fans, people that were passionate for this game. From the musician T. Lopez, this YouTube composer, massive fan.
Streets of Rage.
Okay,
Streets of Rage 4.
look at this now. Rearrangements of classic music, which Sonic, iconic music, rearrangements as well as new material that fit in perfectly. The music was excellent, but also the actual design of the game itself. Fans who in the modding community were taken on by Sega and made official. A headcanon, the developers that were also modding this game, making fan service versions of the classic Sonics, and they said have at it, and they knocked it out of the park. Never before has there been a collaboration like this between the community and developer. Never, Brad. What else do we want to cover? The bosses. Should get this out of the way. The bosses, Damiani, we all know this has been a sore point for Sonic, an inconsistent thing throughout time. I'll say this. These bosses are the most balanced and pleasurable to battle out of the whole franchise. They got it as right as it possibly could ever be, I think. Mario has never made a Mario Mania, has he? Has he, Damiani? Has he? Has he made Mario? You can speak for this. Nothing even close.
I had a strategy guy called Mario Mania.
It's a good title, too.
Mario Maker is kind of Mario
Sonic
Maker.
Yeah.
All right,
Mania.
time.
What a title.
Yeah, Mario Maker kind of scratches that.
Put it in. All right.
Great
That's
job,
it.
John.
Thank you. Practice.
Mario Maker.
And he has to withstand a 5-minute, 10-second cross-examine at his own request.
So, Don, there is no denying that this game is freaking incredible. One of the best Sonic games, straight up. But why would you place it above Sonic 1 or Sonic 2, the originals? Those are my two favorites.
Yeah.
Why would you put it above those to be one of the greats?
Yeah. This is why. Sonic 1 and 2 also. One of my absolute favorites, to the point that you almost once a year at some point around Christmas or something, you just have to go back and replay them again and again and again because it's so satisfying, especially particular levels. However, Sonic 1 more so, but also 2, the imbalance from stage to stage. Sonic 1, for instance, the first level is flawless Sonic. This is Sonic at what it should be and what it always should be. However, as you go on...
Marble Zone.
Yes, Marble Zone. You get to stages slow, plodding, there's traps everywhere, you're not getting to just break free and get cut loose, and the exploration is different, and it's become a very funneled kind of process, not the wide open, just sort of blast that the rest is. And Sonic 2, although not as bad, same thing. I still think it suffers from a little bit of imbalance in terms of levels as you go through the whole game. But not just that, even more importantly, the reason why Sonic Mania is so great, because if you love Green Hill Zone in Sonic 1, you love everything in Sonic 2, you go back, the best parts of those games are essentially here. And they're essentially in like a form that's just about as satisfying as it could be without playing the absolute original thing, and then so much greater than that. Because like I said, it's like a greatest hits album where you not only are hearing your greatest hits, but then there's like a 20-minute rendition going on after that of making that song even better, that stage better, you know. So it's like if there's a one-stop Sonic, one-stop Sonic.
Mania.
Yeah, Mania is it.
Do you think Sonic Mania got a boost because Sonic in general has been down in the dumps at that time? Sonic 4, I think, was the 2D Sonic before that, right?
And I would argue, this isn't the time or place, but Sonic 4 had some wonderful things about it. But this isn't the time or place for that. No, it wasn't down in the dumps at all. You're talking 2D Sonic? I don't think that was
I'm
down in
talking
the
the Hedgehog in general, baby.
He wasn't
The
down.
brand.
No. There's been. Listen, now here's the other thing. Never has a franchise been so prolific and also have so many low points, right? But there's been a lot of high points, and he wasn't so far off of high points. I mean, we can think of things in the last decade or two. Generations, colors,
These colors.
generations, colors. These were all decent 2D efforts, pretty good actually,
Copium.
not so far out of things. And look, Part 4 honestly is a little bit misunderstood. Although it had some rough places, especially Part 4, 2.
Sonic
Episode 2
People didn't give it a chance. Episode 2 is better than the first original. This isn't the time or place, but.
Okay.
I don't think Sonic was in it.
Sonic 4 is not on trial.
I know
here.
they added DLC to this game. I don't recall what it is, though, Don. Is it
so
substantial?
good.
Is it great? What is it?
It was wonderful. You got to play as the extra characters. The little squirrel who was rad because he had.
Remember the fighting game? They added those.
I forget his name. The little squirrel. What's his name? The
Yeah.
flying squirrel. He has a little flying ability, but he also has like slamming
Knuckles?
ability. Yeah, and there's like a little armadillo, an armadillo, and a flying squirrel. I forget their names, but they're fabulous characters. And they added new levels and it added like a new time challenge thing. And I believe it was free, wasn't it?
I
Sonic
have no
Mania
idea.
Plus, giving you free DLC.
Don, remind us, does this have a casino-themed level? And if not, I forget. So remind me. And if it doesn't, is that like a staple of a Sonic game, like a great Sonic game to have a casino-themed level? If it does it live up to the highs of previous casino levels?
Casino themed level.
I think there is, right?
I don't
There
remember.
totally
what
is.
it- Wait, hold on now. Is there
Sorry.
actual
Sorry.
casino
Don't help him
level?
out.
I'm trying to
This is not my intent.
Damiani's giving me a casino iceberg in my Sonic now.
I think there is.
Damiani, there's this casino level in there, and it's good. It's really good.
Doesn't
Let me tell you
remember
why.
if it's in
Let
there.
me tell you why it's
but
so
knows
good.
it's good.
Let me tell you why it's so good. What they always do, they mix casino with pinball, the audio-visual synergy that happens, not just, with the pinball machine, and not only that, there's the foreground and background element.
Yes.
Projecting yourself into the background a la Rayman. Have you seen this? A la Donkey Kong Country,
I know Donkey
Tropical
Kong.
Freeze.
Yeah.
Background and foreground, you can travel
That's
within the
true.
casino level. Unbelievably satisfying. Get catapulted forward and back,
Time.
Damiani. It's a good
I'm
time.
not convinced it had anything to do with what's in the game.
right at the end, blood already.
Blood just beep.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless,
Wow.
you can stay up there. Don't have a video.
These are some awesome
video.
games.
It starts on black, and can you make the speakers pretty loud? You can mute. We don't need to be in the shot either. You can just
Okay, I'll take away here.
and then
Mute
just
us?
make it loud for us to hear.
Do you want us all muted?
Yeah.
All right. I shall
Just so
mute
that-
us.
yeah.
Let me do it this way, sir. Here we go.
No, you muted the video. There you go. This is a heart pick, and maybe a long shot, but I truly believe this is one of the best games ever made. It skyrocketed to my top favorite games of all time through its thoughtful design, incredible storytelling, emotional music, marvelous sequel-sized expansion, and philosophical resonance. Outer Wilds takes place in a staggeringly detailed and intricate simulation of an entire solar system, one bound by rules of physics and time. Over the course of a 22-minute time loop, the entire system changes and evolves, allowing you to explore the many strange and wonderful planets in any order, and to experience their changes over time. You can glean the story in any order, solve the mysteries in nearly any order, and the experience doesn't suffer for that freedom, it's bolstered by it. Outer Wilds thrives on and rewards curiosity. The game is fueled by your own passion and wonder, allowing you to forge your own path as you bounce between worlds to try to ascertain what became of the ancient races that once called this solar system home. The bonds you form with the living inhabitants of your starter planet, Timberhearth, as you excitedly share your knowledge with them, their own curiosity mirroring your own as the player, as well as the bonds you form with the long-dead aliens who once controlled these planets, is palpable and forms the emotional center of the game. The writing, along with the stellar musical score by Andrew Pralo, which is itself an important part of the narrative, combined to make a game that caused me to weep with joy and wonder at its conclusion. This is a knowledge-based game. There are no keycards to find or upgrades to gather, just you and what you know. You learn a new concept and you feel the game open up to you in a surprising new way. Something you learn on Brittle Hollow, a planet with a black hole in its center, might be the key to accessing an entire new part of the Hourglass Twins, a two-planet pair slowly crashing into the sun. But the game doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't overtly worry that you might miss something. It's not concerned with you getting frustrated, because giving you the answers would be robbing you of the joy of revelation. Yet there are plenty of systems in place to help you along your way. I know that some people were turned off by the time loop. I would say that at first it can be jarring, but it is a tool, like many other things in the game, that might at first seem obtuse. Death is a learning experience, and a gentle design reminder that maybe you shouldn't get hung up on one idea or one location for too long. I marvel at the world design of this game. I can barely believe that it works, let alone that it was conceived and created by such a small team. I am in awe. The unbelievable clockwork of everything working together, the respect it affords the player in allowing you to take it all in at your own pace, and how every little detail is in service of the entire experience. And that they were able to fit basically another entire game into this with the expansion. Echoes of the Eye, the expansion for Outer Wilds, is huge, gorgeous, terrifying, and offers the other side of the philosophical coin to the main narrative. Without giving too much away, it fills in a darker interpretation of the game's life-altering central revelation. It weaves into the core game, something which I thought was impossible.
We're making an expansion for Outer Wilds, and it's going to weave directly into the existing world and narrative.
How?
Now, if you played the game, you might be wondering, how?
But now that I've played it, it feels necessary and right at home as part of the package. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I know it's probably not everyone's cup of tea, but I've never been so moved, so provoked, so changed by a game in my entire life. Please consider giving it your vote for induction into the Hall of Greats. Cool. I'll start a timer when someone starts asking me things.
Isla, do you think that some of the just mechanic-wise, basic mechanics of kind of platforming or trying to navigate jetpacks and spaceships can be a bit of an obstacle because there's so much momentum involved that it can be really hard to get your handle on it?
I definitely think there's a learning curve. It's not as hard, I think, as it at first seems. Also, the little toy rocket they give you to practice on, I think, is intentionally harder. And you're doing it under gravity, so it makes it harder there, too. And there's a zero-G cave you can practice in, too. But, yeah, at first it seems really hard, but then when you get used to it, kind of like a lot of things with a higher learning curve, like it really starts to sing. Like it feels like a dance once you really get good at it, because you can like position your ship perfectly, jump out of it before you even land, like move on the way, and like speedrunners of this use that physics and that momentum in really cool ways to like just like launch themselves and stuff. So it does have a bit of a learning curve, but I would argue that so's Mario and stuff. So it's just in 3D, so it's harder, but I don't think it's too bad. And if you're playing with a controller, as the game recommends, it's pretty intuitive, I think, after you get the idea.
I haven't played this in a long time, so my opinion could change. But when I did play it, I did not like the time rewind thing.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I didn't like it wasn't a sense of like feeling like failure or anything. It was actually me just getting into the groove of exploring, and it would just kind of slap me back down and be like, no, you just got to do it over again. And I would just feel like, okay, well, I was into that, and now it's just gone.
Yeah, there are definitely times where the little song that comes on right before the loop starts, you're like, no, because you're like right in it, you know? I think the ticking clock kind of adds that kind of sense of pressure and intensity that this game might otherwise lack. Someone in chat said it, so it's not me. I was going to try to avoid saying it, but it reminds me a little bit of a Souls thing where it's like, dying is all it's an opportunity to try it a different way. Like, so if you're on one planet and you're doing a thing, like, you might get stuck there looking for something that's not there, because the answer's on a different planet. And so, like, if you die because of the time loop on Brittle Hollow, you might go to Giant's Deep and get the answer to the question that you were looking for on Brittle Hollow because it's over there anyway. And so I think it encourages you, what at first seems like, ooh, it's taking me out of the groove. I think it is the groove. It's telling you to have a different groove, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does.
Yeah.
But what do you think about instances where you need to be at a certain place at a certain time, and you know that, but you sort of have to wait for the world to catch up to you, and so you're just kind of like going to this place and like, all right, I gotta wait for the sand to rise to this level or whatever.
Sounds like Shenmue.
Campfire. Campfire advances time.
I get confused with puzzles, as you know. This, I got really far in it. I never finished it, but it seems like one of those games where, like, when you finish, you kind of have that aha moment, you know, revelations, and you think about the story and the emotions. But is it fun to play when you're going through it? Because I know, you know, the memory and the revelations of it all are like you say, a 10 out of 10. But is the act of playing it and, like, solving the puzzles fun?
To me, it's very, very fun. Cool. Like, some of the most fun I've had in a game, because, like, it like any good puzzle, like, there are different kinds of puzzle games, right? There are puzzle games like The Witness or Portal where it's like, this is a puzzle, and then there are puzzle games like this where it's like, this whole fucking solar system is a puzzle, and, like, your own knowledge, like, learning, you know, I don't want to say specifics, but, like, I hint at one in that video, like, learning a thing about, like, how quantum moon works and stuff is like, oh, shoot, and now you just know that. Or, like, what you do with your scout to get around certain stuff, you're like, I just know that now. And so it changes the whole game. Oh, that's the time.
That's it. Oh, so fast.
Okay, let me prep the buckets here.
Bucket prep.
Bucket prep.
Thank you.
That's a lot of good games, everybody. Damn. This is tough for me. I want to give you all some votes.
Those votes.
And I'm not just saying that. I'm not blowing smoke. I really like all these games.
I kind of want to give more points to Sonic because I'm drinking this Gatorade.
If it comes down to a tie somewhere, I think the Gatorade is the swing vote for sure.
Gatorade.
Don't let the Gatorade influence you.
Gatorade.
H2O.
Cool blue.
Cool blue.
Oh, yeah, Don. What does that mean, Don?
That's the flavor. Cool blue.
Is it for Sonic or is it for Avatar?
Dude, did we want to put false chips in these so that it doesn't sound whatever. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, that is.
It's 6, right?
Thanks so much for the subs in chat. If we missed them,
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Usually do we usually have chat off?
Koshimitsu,
We usually
thank
have
you.
chat off.
Yeah, we usually
We have
have
chat off for sure at this point.
Okay.
When we start.
Yeah,
Be
well,
gone, chat.
Thank you so much,
Don't
chat.
forget.
Yeah,
Adios, chat.
once we step out, we'll turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I dropped one.
Woo!
And I squealed into the microphone.
Yeah, I remember Danny O'Dwyer was hyping up the DLC, I think.
Oh
I think
my
it was
god,
him.
dude.
He was just like, this is the greatest thing I've ever made in the history of anything. Like, yeah, I remember that.
I mean, I can't really respond about my nominee
Yeah, yeah.
anymore, but yeah, it's fucking amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Three,
Blue Chips.
6.
Yo,
Good
Tom
movie.
thinking some blue chips here? Oh. I know the movie Blue Chips.
Yeah, you do.
I thought you were saying physical blue chips as in like Don trying to influence.
Oh, these are werehogs on this, dude. This is fucking biased, man.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I've been planning this,
This is-
years ahead in collaboration with.
Planning
All right.
for years.
So now,
Only if you
chat.
bring Sonic Unleashed.
Ooh.
Huber, you were first, so you
shame.
stay here.
Okay. Great.
So now, chat, we will, and all of you, we will leave, come back in the order of our presentations, and put 3 chips in our top choice, 2 in our second choice, 1 in our third choice, and the rest, we don't have any chips left, so that's it. But
So-
we will put them in those 3. We won't tell you, chat, which ones get our 3, our 2, and our 1. You don't say the numbers so that
Okay.
they can't do the math at home.
Okay.
So,
So
it's a
I say
surprise
these are
to
the
all
3
of you.
games I'm picking, and then I drop them.
Damiani.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm cutting out so they can't see which one. They can't see the things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I say
Um,
That's what we usually do.
Is it
Sorry.
out of focus?
3 games.
Yeah, it's out of focus.
Yeah. So
Damn.
say you can say your top 3. Just don't say what I'm giving this one 3. I'm giving this one 2. I'm giving.
Sorry. Sit there.
Got it.
Yeah.
So where
And
Isla's
sit
sitting.
right where I'm sitting because
Got
that's where the camera is pointed at,
Got it.
or like middle area.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, Huber's
Woo.
first.
Don't
Damiani,
say how
Blood,
many. Don't say how
Brad,
many.
Don.
Shut up.
Don't say how many.
Okay.
Chat's on.
I will not. I will not botch it.
It's okay if you do. Don't feel bad.
Ugh. All right. This is tough. This is real tough. Wow. Wow. You know, I guess I am not cultured enough. You know, I never finished Final Fantasy IV, so I'm casual. You know. Outer Wilds, you know. Not smart enough, so I never finished that one either. So that's a little bit of a disadvantage there. Okay, shit. Final Fantasy IV, though, what I have played and seen is so good. Blood really sold me on the bonds. Blood just overall, like, had really good responses to it all. And really just sold it. Like, I came away... It's really funny. This is... I'm rambling. Fuck. Alright. Final Fantasy... Basically what I was going to say is it made me want to go home and play Final Fantasy IV right now. Basically, is what I was going to say. Mega Man X is a gem of a game. And I think it's even more relevant today, chat, right now, this very moment, because those types of games have come back around. I mean, we see, you know, 8-bit, 16-bit platformer, Metroidvania games like that. That's a trend. And I feel like if you can boot up Mega Man X right now, all these years later, and it stands the test of time, and it has a legacy, and it can stand up with the greats old and new. As for the last one, this is so hard. As for the last one, it's between Star Wars, Outer Wilds, and Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania is a 10. It's like,
Sonic Mania is undeniably one of the best Sonic games ever made, and I am very caught up on that franchise. I've beaten 90% of mainline Sonic games. Those are my credentials. I know you all YouTube comments especially always want the credentials. The only thing holding me back from Sonic Mania though, chat, is the original Sonics. But Don brought up a great point. He did bring up a great point, but there's something also, you know, there's a lack of speed in the early Sonic games, but I also like kind of the slower exploration stuff. You know, I like kind of pushing blocks, but it is so basic and linear. Star Wars the arcade game is excellent. I have not played it in a decade, but I absolutely do remember it being one of the marquee items when I would go to arcades. I would absolutely need to play that thing all the way through. That, like, Damiani was right. When you see that machine, you want to play till the end. And Outer Wilds... Outer Wilds I feel the worst about, because I haven't finished it. And I can see the greatness, you know. I see it. Roman Reigns, dude. I acknowledge you, Outer Wilds. I acknowledge you. But I just haven't finished it. I don't know, like. So I think I'm gonna go Final Fantasy IV, Mega Man X, and Sonic Mania are going to be my 3 in no specific order. I'm not going to tell you what's getting what. And that's just the way it is. Chat, those are my thoughts. I hope I made sense. I hope you can see where I'm coming from. So there you go. Sorry if I failed or slighted any of you, and I will get the the next ally. Oh, that was painful. Jeez, somebody's up.
Oh, poor Huber. Poor Huber having a hard time there. It's all right. I'll give it some thought. Whew, what we got? It's actually it is tough. Oh, definitely liking Mega Man X. And as we know, Final Fantasy IV. Let's be honest, a little bit of a pander there. Just a little bit of a pander. Huber's pretty passionate about Time Crisis 2, though. Oh, the door didn't shut all the way. I was very passionate about Outer Wilds as well, and Dawn, I don't know, Dawn, that Gatorade stunt. Actually got most of his presentation in succinctly on time. I want to reward that, but the Gatorade stunt. Dawn, what are you doing, bud? Disappointed. Alright, well. Shit. Alright, I've made up my mind. I'll put some chips into some things. Where's the hole for this? I don't know. Damn, now I lost count. Shit. Oh, yeah. I just want to make sure I don't do something 4. Alright. That's right. Yep. That's all my chips. They're deposited. We're good. Next up.
Hello. Interesting day. Let's see, what am I not going with? We'll start there. Can't go with my own. Star Wars Trilogy Arcade, I think I'm not really... It's one of those ones that's like, I haven't really played it, and it's hard for me to put myself in those shoes of holding up and being great, necessarily. I feel like there's been so many different games that have done a lot of those same things and improved on them. Aside from the spectacle of the big HD screen and all that in the arcades. I also thought that speeder bike section looked a little on the slow side. But I don't know. It's probably fine. Sonic Mania, I'm also not... Like, I like it, but I'm not super sold on it. Time Crisis 2, I don't know that well, but I know it well enough, and it comes up well enough that I think it's probably... Yeah, it deserves a shake here for sure. Outer Wilds, I think, is incredible. I'm always a little hesitant on something that's a bit on the newer side, but the game is kind of magical. The game is kind of crazy how well it all fits together and works together and all of that. And Mega Man X, I have a hard time finding anything bad to say about. That game is nuts. It's like such a big leap from the NES to the Super NES, and of course there's a generational aspect of that and everything, but it's like you suddenly got the freedom of what they wanted to do with that art style, and then yeah, just really just expanding those levels and making something that felt so much more playable in a lot of ways, even as much as I love Mega Man 2 and 3. When X came around, it was like, oh, this is, and the music, the backgrounds, the opening levels, yeah, that's some good stuff. So now I gotta figure out what my point spread feels like. Okay. I think I know. All right.
Howdy. Howdy. Hope you're all having a nice evening or day, wherever you are. Time zones are weird. Alright, let me look at this list. Final Fantasy 4, Mega Man X, can't vote for that. Time Crisis 2, Star Wars Trilogy Arcade, Outer Wilds, Sonic Mania. Whew, tough call. But I gotta think about this, chat. I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know what to do. I think, okay, so I don't... Sonic Mania and Outer Wilds. I'm thinking about both of those. What I want to do with those two. Sonic Mania, great Sonic game. Outer Wilds, a great game I respect, but I don't know... I did not like it at the time. But I wonder if I'm just missing something. But Isla's presentation was very good on that. So that is a bonus. That's a good presentation. I take that in consideration. There's a lot to think about. Star Wars Trilogy Arcade, though, too. Fun arcade game. The real deal is the actual good arcade is really fun. But is it one of the greats? I don't know. Time Crisis 2, really fun arcade game. Really fun. Only fun in co-op, though, to me. But that's okay. Final Fantasy 4, a very good Final Fantasy game. Probably in my top 4 of Final Fantasy games. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This is tough. This is a tough one for me. Okay. Okay. I think I'm good, chat. I think I'm good. I think. I'm at an impasse. Big time. Okay. Okay, okay. Alright, I'm done. I'm out of here. Oh wait, I have Mountain Dew. Hell yeah. Alright, bye chat.
Alrighty, what a showcase of games. Holy smokes. Great presentations. Isla. Killer presentation. Unbelievable presentation. I always vote for a game in the Hall of Greats when it's a game I haven't played. Yes, I haven't played Outer Wilds. Can you believe it? I've wanted to for a while. The presentation made me want to play. But then some of the counter argument made me think I actually might not like the game. So I'm a little torn, even though I liked Isla's response. However, that's got to go into it a little bit. So that's going to get a vote or two or something. How many? Who knows? Time Crisis 2. Huber. Perfectly encapsulated so much of what is great about that game. From the pedal, the design, the red, enemies from the bullets. Just everything pretty much. He covered the bases on what makes that game. The clack of the gun is like a Vegas casino to kids. Some of you might have laughed. Some of the allies laughed. That was one of the most accurate analogies I have ever heard Huber say. Because that's exactly how I used to feel when I'd go into the arcade and I'd hear that clack, clack, clack. My heart would start pulsing the same way when you go in a casino and you just feel the surge of adrenaline go through your body. Great presentation. So Time Crisis is getting votes. The other one that is getting votes, I'm getting votes to Outer Wilds. I'm giving votes to Time Crisis. And boy, this is a tough decision. But once again, Brad killing it with a really good presentation. It's a really good game, but he didn't just coast in and tell you some of the stuff that's great. No one coasted tonight. These were all great presentations. So this was tough. I wish I could spread out my points more. But Brad killing it with Mega Man X. And that's the other one. All right, so let me just figure out my count real quick here. Okay. It's tough. It's really tough. This one's really tough. This one's tough. Okay.
Hi, chat. Whoops. Sorry. Hi, chat. This is an interesting Hall of Greats for me because every one of these entries seems really cool and seems very strong. I've only played, obviously my own, Sonic Mania and Mega Man X, I think, like at events and stuff, at like easy chillings and stuff. So the other ones are just kind of like on people's word. I personally, like, I'm sure Final Fantasy IV is amazing, but they didn't put tactics in, baby. It's revenge. They didn't vote for tactics, so I'm not voting for 4. Sonic Mania, I'm definitely voting for Sonic Mania. Mega Man is really good. Both arcade games looked really good, too. Ah, chat. I think I'll go Mega Man, and then it's down between the Star Wars or Time Crisis. Which one? Huh. That Star Wars looked pretty inventive. Sorry to hear that, Damiani. Alright, I'll go get everybody. Okay, come on back. Give me those chips.
Pentium. Oh, there's no more Pentium. I forgot. It's gone. Intel ditched Pentium. There's no more Pentium processors.
Yeah, that's true.
No more Pentiums.
They ditched the term, yeah.
I
Well, we never
honestly,
do.
it was so close for me. I honestly felt influenced by the Gatorade. I think. So I really think the Gatorade
Compromise.
did. Yeah, the Gatorade. The Gatorade had an unwilling impact.
Was that like a laugh from you, Don, right there?
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, hey, who knows? Maybe
Don
if
didn't figure out the negative impact.
maybe
of the
if
Gatorade,
Sonic
though.
Mania gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, we can all be toasting a little Gatorade together. We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know if anybody doesn't
Maybe
like
some
blue.
votes didn't happen
How do you not
because
like
there was
blue
an
Gatorade?
attempted bribery.
Who's the best?
Oh, we gotta keep this off until.
But also could have been making me think about the Blue Bomber because Mega Man.
Oh, dang it!
Oh.
Dang it!
You didn't account for the
I was so sure that the Gatorade was going to have something to do with wave racing.
Undermined
I
again.
thought it was going to be Wave Race again.
That was
'Cause
a little blue herring.
I was thinking
Yeah.
some Avatar.
The
But
TV is on. The chat.
Oh, the TV.
The chat is off. Where's the remote? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, just so I can do this. I mean, you don't want to see yourselves by it, so.
I love to see myself.
Alright. Shout out.
Yeah. When Don brought out Blue Gatorade, I was like, okay, he
The
doesn't
game
trust.
has changed.
He doesn't trust to color science.
You
on-
just changed Hall of Greats for
Yeah,
everybody.
oh,
Yeah,
God.
Donnie blew your thing.
We're
for
all gonna
wave
bribe-
race.
The door is
It was a distraction.
I'm just bringing hard cash next time.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I'll just be like, hey,
you bring a fucking checkbook.
yeah.
$100
$100 a chip. What do you think?
I'll do the DLC for all of you.
What would that cost me if it was $100 a chip and so everyone did
The
300?
max would be 300.
Yeah, 300
150.
each. 300 times 6. $1,800.
Yeah, you can't pay
Oh,
yourself.
can't pay myself. So 1,500.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
Seems reasonable.
For a Hall of Greats entry?
not
Come on. No problem.
Very, yeah.
It'd be really funny if you bribe yourself, though. You can't vote for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I do pay myself since I pay all of us.
Sure.
It's true.
This is exciting.
This is exciting. Hall of Greats is very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I was able to finish that video.
It's a good lineup. Competitive lineup this
Competitive
time.
lineup.
Mm-hmm.
No Dark Souls or Zelda or Mario.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I brought a Final Fantasy.
We
That's
got
the thing
Final
I
Fantasy.
worry
Yeah, we do
about.
have a
It's
Final
like,
Fantasy there.
you know,
Sure.
I
it's
thought
like-
about a Final Fantasy game and I looked at our Hall of Greats list. I was like, oh, I'll pump the brakes for a little
Yeah,
bit.
too many.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Just wait a hot minute.
I just.
I've
yeah.
only played
I had
one
to just
of
let
the
that
other
go
entries.
and say like, no, this is what I'm doing. Don't care how many's in there.
You followed your heart, blood, and that spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
No spoilers.
I think that was just a spoiler.
But it's a spoiler.
No spoilers!
And that's spoke.
But I voted for this
And that
one.
spoke to me.
Yeah. One might say it spoke to me 3 times. I spite didn't vote for yours.
Okay.
Cause tactics, man. Have you played tactics?
Not really, no.
Damiani feverishly tabulating.
Wait, did you say me neither?
No, I've played it like for hundreds of hours and never technically beaten. it
Oh,
all the
what?
way.
You never beat it?
I know.
I played War of the Lions, and
That
I think I
reminds-
started it over like 5
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
And
that
got
reminds
to
me
like
of,
the
like,
15-hour
Fire
mark
Emblem,
numerous
yeah,
I never beat War of the
Pokemon
Lions.
Silver.
I did beat the original.
Well, because when I was a kid, I got really far, but then lost my save. And then every time I've restarted it, I've always been like, I'll just do it for a little while, tide me over until someone does a remaster.
Yeah.
And so I've just been waiting for the remaster for 100 years.
It's alright, Tactics Order's coming out, everybody.
Oh, dude.
Gonna
Gold
save
Coast.
us.
I'm jazzed for
36
that.
votes. Got it all tabulated.
It's all cooking.
All right.
Here we go.
We're ready.
Okay.
And,
Worried about the
you can turn
band
the TV
list.
back on.
Okay.
Yo, I love the full context. Can you say the last 2 games that were entered into the Hall of Greats before we continue Damiani?
Hologrades.com.
And Streets of Rage 2, right?
Yes, were the last 2 entries
Okay.
that entered into the Hall of Greats, and now 2 more.
You just wanted him to say it because it was.
It
You
was
want
Streets
Streets
of
of
Rage.
Rage 2.
I mean,
We can never celebrate. We can never celebrate enough the induction of Streets of Rage into Hall of Greats. I agree. It was a great moment.
I'm so
Took too
excited.
long to
Let's
get
this
there, but
going.
we did it.
We did.
Come on.
Go ahead,
Let's
Damiani.
go, let's go.
Okay,
Good
let's do it.
news. No bands.
Yay!
No bands!
No bands.
Everyone's
Coming in, I guess last place, because whatever. Last place with just 1 vote.
Ooh.
Sorry,
Save.
Star Wars. Maybe next
Oh,
time.
save.
Maybe I just gotta bring a cabinet
Bring
in
it
here
back.
for you all to play.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
When
I'll
that's
make
a good
things next
bribe.
time.
That's
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
That's a vote.
That's a
When
good
I put
bribe.
mine in, I heard that nothing else was in there, and I was like, oh.
Oh.
Sorry, Damiani.
Savior.
Yeah, I didn't get you banned.
Saved it.
All right,
Saved.
so that
Good
was in
stuff.
last place.
Merciful.
Good vote.
All right, coming in 5th place with 4 votes. Fortunately, we are gonna have to sadly lock out arcade games.
Oh, shocking.
The cut.
Absolutely
Arcades
shocking.
will rise.
That was
Arcades
such
will
a
rise.
good
We will get one in
presentation.
Arcades
That was such a good
will
Yeah,
presentation.
we will get one in
It
there.
was an all-encompassing
Discs of
presentation.
Tron
There was
next
nothing
time.
else you could have said about that game.
Do
We'll
you not
find
hear
it.
my mic? It's unmuted.
We'll find it.
Test. Did it get?
You know, hey, maybe
Test,
maybe
test.
it is the raw realism
Test,
of
test,
lethal
test, test,
enforcers that will penetrate all the greats.
How about now?
Forces
Test.
associated.
Wait. One,
I mean, the
two,
gain is
3, 4,
lower.
5. Oh.
But, like, that's because
bring arcade game we all love.
How many
Test,
votes
test,
did Time
test,
Crisis
test,
2
test,
get?
test.
Wow.
Yeah.
Too low? Still too low? Let me know.
It's okay.
Fixed? Thank you. Fixed. All right. Recap. Star Wars in last place with 1 vote. Time Crisis 2, 5th place with 4 votes. So the arcade cabinets are eliminated.
Unbelievable.
But no bans, at least. So they live to fight another day.
They're dead again.
But this should tell you the excitement level that's coming up. Because I have to announce our first inductee right now.
Oh my god.
With coming in first place with 13 votes. Mega Man X is our first inductee. Which brings me to the greatest moment of EZLA's history. We have a 3-way tie for second place. Outer Wilds, Mania, and Final Fantasy IV all tied with 6 votes, baby.
We need to have a hog off.
We have a 3-way tie.
The patrons decide.
I need
Wait,
to
now didn't we do something
No,
different?
there's
After,
something.
because so it would still happen within the thing? or no?
Gatorade, bro.
Oh, I mean,
Gatorade decide?
we could just have
Let
chat
Gatorade
do it.
decide?
I think it helped.
The Gatorade helped.
Got me tied.
I
Did we
don't know.
just, did we
The
do
Gatorade, but I was
I
between
feel like we
like,
did something different.
which one do I give 2? Which one do I give 3?
Well, we had the mic
Gatorade
lower
bag.
before. Now it's too loud,
Put
chat.
them all in.
Gatorade is a
Put them all
factor.
in.
I'll stand
them all
further
in.
back. So
That's
what are we
why
doing?
That was turned down.
I know, but then they were complaining it's too low.
Welcome to my world, Damiani.
Perfect now.
All right. Typically, it was always patron. I thought before, historically.
Revote the tie.
Historically,
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Wow.
Historically, but
Why don't we just do the chat?
we could just have chat do it
They're here, I guess.
on a poll.
They watched it all.
Gabby. That's cruel.
I don't know if Gabby saw the presentations or not.
Yeah.
You have to vote though, Chad. I feel like every time we do a poll, there's like 7 votes.
They're gonna vote for this.
Okay.
I mean, chat wants it to be right now.
Okay.
Historically, it was
How did
definitely
we do it
patrons.
historically, though? You'd make a. I mean, how?
I think it's more exciting if we do it now. While everyone's
It's
here.
it's better for the stream.
Yeah.
We just try to.
And
They
it's
say
nice to
patron vote is
reward.
boring.
It's nice to reward the people that are here right now, celebrating the greatest games with us.
Can't argue with that. Mod, can we get a poll between Outer Wilds, Final
Or
Fantasy
would we do a
4,
poll between
and Sonic
chat
Mania?
doing it or us doing it?
What?
What?
Isn't
Well,
that
it
what we
wasn't
did
like this.
before?
Oh, if you want patrons to vote? Or
No, if they want
if
us
chat-
to revote,
Yeah, if we do
if they
revote
want chat to
what's left.
revote.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we
Oh,
give
just
3.
vote between those 3.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So do we only
That's
do
tough.
like
That's
one
tough.
chip each, and we only give one chip to each, or do we get the 3, 2, 1 again?
You can do 1 and 2
3, 2, 1 again.
maybe.
3, 2, 1.
Maybe you can.
I think 3, 2, 1 might be actually best.
Yeah, because it's 3 games.
That's kind of interesting.
It's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
We are the judges, I guess.
Double
Alright,
vote.
so then-
We are the judges.
A lot of people in chat are saying we should do it anyway. Okay, so
Look,
Alright, everyone get the hell out of
before
here.
we vote,
Alright,
anybody want another Gatorade? Anybody? Anybody thirsty?
they're not even.
You know what I would
cold,
like?
John.
Wait.
I love.
Should we
the-
just do 2 and 1? Or how is this going to work since we're not. People that aren't able to
All
vote
the
for
chips
themselves
are still
basically have more chips.
Sonic Mania.
I have a
Final
request.
Fantasy, and
I
Outer
love
Wilds?
theatrics.
We
This
just
is
do 1?
this is unprecedented. I would love each of the nominees to give us closing arguments. You have 1 minute each.
What?
1 minute. Final case for your game.
Holy
Sure, let's make it
I
dramatic.
would love it. I would love this.
Now hold on. Blood brings up a good point, though. We need to figure out first.
Yeah.
You can't vote for your own game. How's this gonna work? You can. That's off the table. No. How does it work? So there's an unfair advantage. Blood.
Oh, you can't do 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so how are we gonna work
one
that?
chip
each
then?
Right.
So it's gonna be 2. It has to be like.
Or 2?
I think it's- I
But
think
you
it's-
still
I think
can't
it's
vote
one
for your
chip.
own game?
Let's just do 1 chip. 1 chip. You
One
get
chip is pretty awesome.
No, but then you
But
can't.
then there's the same disadvantage.
yeah, if you
I
can't
think.
vote for your own.
Shit.
But I mean, yeah,
How
that
about-
means.
That is
This-
hard. Not voting on
Okay,
voting for your
no,
own.
I have a way to solve this.
Okay.
The 3 people who did
Yeah, we
present
don't
get
vote.
the 3, 2, 1 chips, and we're the ones who vote.
I
What?
don't understand.
This is
So
complicated.
you and me would be able to vote.
Okay.
This is
Damiani would be able to vote.
Okay.
They would not be able to vote.
What
So
a
just be
reality
us three.
we've gone
Because it's
into.
too
Fascism.
small at this point. Like, and
Absolute
they can't vote for their
fascism.
own, that's,
Easy Allies has descended into fascism, and our votes have been taken away
It's still a
before
vote.
your eyes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
really?
think I like
Before
that.
your
The
eyes.
3,
The
yeah,
three
the
of us
3 of us
can't
that have
vote.
an entry, we can't vote.
Holy
Yeah,
smokes!
'cause it's
This
only
is
one chip.
sad.
well, 3, 2, 1 is ranked voting because we're putting in the chips.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah.
Does chat agree with
I'm
this?
rebelling.
Is this sketch chat?
I'm rebelling.
How about I
If
just-
chat rebels,
let
I
me
will rebel as
FaceTime
well.
James Cameron to sort this all out for you.
I rebel.
And also, we don't have to like go in and do another speech. It's just like we'll just each of you 3 throw in your chips.
Super sketch.
The super sketch.
Someone just said not
I'm
sketch.
getting
though.
the chip. I'm gonna change
Sketch,
sketch.
sketch, super sketch. The duality of chat.
I mean, it's or we allow
Super
ourselves
sketch.
to vote for
We're
our
in a
own, but that
wagering
seems weird
aspect to
too.
this, where the people non-voting could wager.
Wagering. You got my attention. How does this work? How do we do? Oh, a wagering system, Damiani. I like this. So,
What if we slam a bunch of Gatorade?
not
Whoever
to do-
pukes first, their game loses.
shotgun
What if
Gatorade.
we meet in the middle and chat votes for one to be eliminated?
What?
One game?
One of them, and then it's down to 2. And that just gives one of you an extra vote. I don't know. I'm just trying to
I
get
don't
chat
know
involved
about
too, because I do like when chat is the
I like that
tiebreaker.
idea.
I like when
But I
chat
think
is.
it's all
Okay,
agree
I
stuff,
got
so I
it.
think it makes more sense to.
Yeah.
What if chat's
Damiani
votes on the statistics? What they get? That's their 3, 2, 1 chip.
What?
Because we see the percentages.
Oh.
So the Damiani gets the most, gets 3 chips, 2 chips for the second place, and 1 chip.
We vote and they vote.
Yeah, so chat gets.
But it
Ah!
still doesn't eliminate the voting thing that Bloodworth brought up.
What thing?
Because that gives a lot of power to
vote
chat.
for ourselves.
Well, wait. If we all do 3, 2, 1, but we can vote for ourselves, does that balance it out? If chat gets a 3, 2, 1, does that balance it out?
Voting for yourself though brings up a moral,
dilemma.
Just like
Well, no, but that's
moral problem.
if it's 3, 2, 1. One of them has. You're gonna be giving something to all of them.
Oh, but
Yeah, you are
still,
giving
it's
it
the
to
same.
You could give
giving
3 or
yourself
2 to
3.
yourself.
It's a moral quandary.
I think it. I don't know. I still like the
Or
idea
you can only
of,
vote 1 chip for yourself.
I
Yeah.
still like the idea of it just being the 3 of them. They don't have a horse in the race.
I
And
do
just
like the
casting
idea
one vote.
of chat putting chips in too, though.
I
But
do like that
that's
as well.
too powerful if they get a 3 chip, 2 chip, and a 1 chip if they only get 1. So
What if we each get
We-
1
I
and
thought
chat gets 1 or 2?
I thought we were getting 3, 2, 1 for 3 of
Us?
us, and then chat
Oh.
gets a 3, 2, 1. That's 4 people voting for.
all right, I
3,
like
2, 1.
that.
Yeah, let's do
I
Yeah,
like
that.
let's
that.
do it. So chat, you need to make
Awesome,
the
chat,
mods.
you're in.
You have to make the poll.
Yeah,
And,
mods, can we do a poll of Outer Wilds, Sonic Mania, and Final Fantasy IV, please? And then the distribution of votes will be chat's 3, 2, and 1 chips.
The distribution of votes.
Don's crunching
What's
the numbers
happening?
in his
What's
head.
happening?
Most votes gets
It's 3.
3 chips.
Chat, this
Second
is
gets
the
2.
most important vote of your
So
life.
it's 4 voters
Yes.
I still
with
don't
3,
get
2, and 1.
You're
You
out.
don't need to get it. 'cause
I don't
you
get
have
to vote in
No,
this
we don't
world.
get to vote.
Well, amazing reality.
You got your-
adventure to everyone.
You voted.
Twilight
You already
Zone.
voted.
I need a podium. I'm going to make a political
Your
speech.
vote, guys.
I think this is my time to enter the political arena. I am firmly against what's happening in this Hall of Grace, okay? There's a level of freedom we should all enjoy. And that includes being able to vote fairly, equally, without any manipulation to the
But do
system.
you want to be able to vote for your own game?
Manipulation.
You were against that
Just like
too.
a true politician, baby.
Now look,
All
my
right.
campaign, we need funding. We need support.
Gatorade
Get the
ain't
word
cheap.
out. Yeah, Gatorade
All right,
is,
we gotta do
impact.
this thing because they're voting, so we don't want to see that.
All right.
Okay.
Shut him down. Shut him down.
Well, I mean, we need to see it to put the things
What
in.
he does.
Damiani does.
Damiani is in the vote.
So
I should
can
see
the
it.
poll history anyway. I don't need to see it live.
I'll look then because I don't get to vote.
yeah,
Cool.
Because
sure,
it'll
that
influence
works.
your vote.
Cool.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, when we're done, you could come, like, take the canisters, put the chips
Yeah.
in while I count, so I won't even know who. got
Okay,
it.
okay, okay.
And
Look
these
how,
are
look how
chats.
professional we are.
Are these chats?
Hell
Alright,
yeah.
so everyone will need to leave the room. Go
Can I,
the blue ones are-
since I
Yeah,
can't vote,
sure.
can I watch? Can I
No,
watch?
we should be
No.
out of here.
I should be able to witness
We'll
to make sure.
influence it.
I need to make sure the voting process is fair.
Huber's first.
Chat does that.
Huber, me, and then Brad. That's
Yeah.
the closest to the order we did.
I'm ready.
Alright.
So
I'm
if
fully
we
ready.
see the
You and me are leaving,
I
right?
don't want to see the.
well,
where are my
once
chips?
it's done though, we'll
Right
be
here.
able to see the vote later
Yeah,
if
it's
it
in the
goes
poll.
away,
It's in
right?
the poll toolbox. When you go
Okay.
there, you can see past polls.
Okay.
Plus the model. Just tell us to.
Okay.
Alright, Huber, you.
Go for it, Hubie.
All right. All right. Shit. Here we go again. This is so freaking insane. I can't refuse this one, Chad. It still stands like I said last time. Blood had great passion and great insight and great reasonings for Final Fantasy IV making the cut. I can see Outer Wilds' brilliance from the sidelines, but admittedly, I have not finished it, so it's at a little bit of a disadvantage there. And in the hallway, I was thinking even more about Sonic Mania's brilliance. And it really being kind of this culmination of decades of Sonic. So that's a factor. All great games. All deserve a spot. This is too much. It's too much. I could never be an Oscars voter, chat, ever. I could never do it. Straight up, you could not pay me to vote for the Oscars. Whoever wins, we lose. No, wait. Whoever loses, you know what I mean. They're all great. Whoever loses, we win. We lose. I don't know. You're up. You're up, dude.
That's his chat? Okay, I thought you were talking to somebody. Alrighty then. Bum. I'm a genius for thinking of these things. No, we're definitely kicking some new ideas going forward. There might be some changes. Viva la revolution! Sorry, Dawn. But it's a democracy. Alright. There will be no Max Pander today. There will be no Max Pander today, Dawn. I will not be bribed. Alright. What are we even supposed to do? I don't say anything, right? Because I can't tell you what the chips are, right? I don't even remember. I'm putting chips in. I don't give a shit. Here we go. Last chip. Last chip. Gotta go with my heart. Alright. The heart wins, chat. Alright, next, Brad.
I'm gonna be quick. Alright. We'll be quick, chat. Boom. Boom. Done. Figured it out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, let me get them all. Alright.
Okay, everybody come back.
I need to zoom out that camera.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
have these. So I'll put the chips in. Try to make it the least amount of noise as possible so no one will know
My number one guy.
any information.
I need to put shit in it.
Well, you'll hear.
I have to put stuff in it. I mean, it's obvious that's
I don't know.
Just put them in. Look. Even though they know the answer.
Yeah, they know what they voted for.
But new people might be showing up right now. They might not know the answer.
New people?
New. Like, they just came to chat.
Dang it, I gotta move water. Awesome.
I'll assume it's gone. Alright.
Alright, Damiani's gonna retabulate.
Guys.
I'll go tally up the votes. What's that in?
Huh?
I'll go tally up the votes.
I don't know.
Every single episode ever of Survivor.
Good one.
There has to be one where he didn't say that.
I'll go tally up the votes every time. Every single time.
It's a common phrase. Everyday life.
The way he says it. I'll go tally up the
Tally up
votes.
the
Yep.
Three-way tie.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
awesome. Woo! Bonkers.
Wow.
That's why it's so chaotic. It's so unexpected.
What was it? They were all tied at what? How many?
Six.
Six.
So pretty
six.
drastic.
Six.
Oh,
Six.
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 Wow.
Imagine that.
Wow.
Bloodworth.
The tribe has spoken.
The tribe has spoken.
Sorry, you were
Time
even
for a
voting off the
Damiani and I are
If
going
it
to be at
ties
the
again, that'd
arcade.
be
We're
so
getting
fun.
That
two
would
more.
be so
That would
sad.
be amazing. We would just put them all in, I'd
That'd
say.
be so good.
Or if it's still three-way tie.
Fist fight. We just have to fight each other.
It's three-way tie.
I bet I could take you two.
If there's another time, we're doing Bowser's Big
crashing.
Blast.
I'll just fight him.
The ultimate time.
Fisticuffs, pugilism. Finally, a fist fight. Sorry, here's your complimentary Gatorade.
Just make sure no one bites anyone.
Yeah, jeez.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, again, Mega Man X is our first inductee with 13 votes.
Dope.
We have a tie
Oh my god.
for third place.
Oh.
Okay.
Time for third.
Gotta give it a little bit of drama.
Love it.
These both got 7 votes,
Oh my gosh.
and thus will not qualify for this Hall of Greats.
Okay.
So, first one out, just going in alphabetical order here. The first one out with 7 votes was Final Fantasy IV.
Whoa! Wow.
Fantasy.
Which brings it between Sonic Mania and Outer Wilds.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Our second inductee with 10 votes. Sonic Mania!
Oh, second inductee in. I thought you meant second place.
No, you got in!
Got it.
Nailed it. Is this Dawn's
This is Sean's first inductee!
Wow.
In the Academy Awards voice, this is Don Casanova's first inductee into the Hall of Fame. Previously,
12 nominations!
previously 12 nominations.
Is this your sixth?
Quench yourself, boy. Quench yourself. Everyone quench yourself. Chat. You have a lot to do with this. Quench yourself.
Yeah, this one's for you.
I'm bringing bribes next
This
time.
one's for you,
I'm
chat.
bringing steaks.
Oh
You all
my
eat meat,
goodness.
right?
Yeah.
Sure.
What
I
a
know.
moment
Yeah,
in time. What a moment in time.
What was the distribution from chat?
Sonic Mania pretty far ahead, and then 29% Outer Wilds, 22% Final Fantasy. But
Cheers,
Sonic Mania was
chat.
like 49% or something like that.
So Sonic Mania got 3 chips from chat,
Yeah,
and then what got 2?
Outer Wilds.
All right, so even without the chat vote, Sonic Mania would have won.
Yeah.
Wow, chat
So
putting
you
it
did
over the
nothing,
top.
Chad.
We've returned.
Yeah, feel good about yourself, chat.
After claiming
Weakling.
this victory for Sonic on behalf of Sonic Mania, I'd like to happily report to everyone I can safely say we've returned to a democracy. This is a well-functioning democracy, it seems, which I appreciate very much. Thank you for your vote.
Thanks, Jesse. Hey, Outer Wilds getting that high. Great.
Hell yeah.
Felt good, dude.
Wow.
Good
Sonic, Sonic.
Thank you, Damiani, for counting all the chips. Thank you all for your amazing presentations. Thank you, chat, for everything you do. Thank you, mods, for everything you do. We got a fun time coming up. Let's see.
Sonic up in the big leagues with Mario.
Sonic
now.
is officially great.
Yeah.
Can you
I
imagine?
finally let him like in the VIP area. Like, all right.
You've been waiting on it for 6 years.
Sonic is in!
on,
Yes!
That's
Two
it.
movies pushed him over the edge, finally.
We can
Compete, though.
officially call
That's
Sonic
it.
great. Everything's
Over
already
the top. That's it.
Thank you, chat.
Wow.
Yeah, so tomorrow Huber Syndrome goes up, and then Don and I are playing something.
Jesus.
What are we playing?
That's gonna be good.
I-
Surprise.
I thought we had something in mind, but now I don't remember what
it
it
would be a
was.
surprise.
Then Don versus Wave Race. Pardon me, heavens to Betsy. Don versus Wave Race after that. Then Fast and Loose goes up 9 a.m. Thursday for patrons. We got new merch. We got beautiful Mysterious Monsters merchandise. Please
Stickers
check it
going
out.
tomorrow.
Stickers coming tomorrow. We got like choose your fighter, all the monsters, current monsters on the back of the shirt. So much fun. Yeah, behind the scenes of a podcast, and Frame Trap goes live on Thursday.
Yeah,
to
for everyone.
YouTube.
Early access will be sometime tomorrow.
Yep.
Whenever I can get it up.
Also, the behind the scenes tier includes other shows such as Frame Trap when it's not
When sometimes
embargoed.
when it's not embargoed stuff.
Yeah, reaction shots, Fast and Loose, and the main podcast. They're all on there, so it's a high value tier. Yeah, podcast goes public Friday. We got a hangout with Brad, and you're selecting your Gundam on
Finally,
Friday.
picking
Yeah.
that Gundam chat.
That's one of our Easy chillin'
Yeah.
Maybe.
incentives.
We'll see.
We got a bunch of those coming up. Next week's community showcase with Blood Red.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, we got the Last of Us TV show reactions went up today,
Yep.
as well as the Cobra Kai spoiler mode that just went up right before this.
Yesterday we had a very exciting new Mysterious Monsters went up with Ashley Birch and Wyatt Bushnell and Dawn.
Dawn.
It was a wild one. It was a great episode. Missed Mo. Chaotic episode. The dark times. Dark humor in that one. Pretty intense stuff. Check it out, please. It's up on the internet, you know. Tell your friends. Yeah. Anything else? Patreon.com/easy.
Yeah. We need your support. So please consider becoming a patron. That place over there is where most of our funding comes from, and we need everyone who can to go over there and pledge something. Whether it's $1, that's great. If you can give more, there's more rewards there for all kinds of different things. We're working on getting a preview of some of Don's past food reviews for the fan mail tier. This is fan mail week, so I got to figure out what to write about my fan mail. I'll probably do that while I'm bopping around airports tomorrow.
At
But,
$5, we have a Discord.
Yeah, the Discord.
The Discord is great.
People having a good time in there.
They made a bingo card for the watch along of Mysterious Monsters, which was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really
great.
fun. I
saw
think
some of
Sarah and
those
I
people
made that.
get their
if I'm not
bingos.
mistaken. Yeah, just magnificent stuff. We've got some really cool shows in the works. We've got Achieve It Yourself coming soonish.
And then a
That'll
thing
be
after
really
that.
cool. Then a cool thing after that you've never seen before, kinda, sorta. It's gonna be good.
And I've got a multi-input capture card coming.
Yes.
So hopefully, if everything
LAN
works
parties.
and we don't trip any fuses, then we'll be able to show all 4 screens in here at the same time.
Yeah, we can switch between
With no weird Discord.
Sea of Thieves' and Grounded's and all kinds of LAN party shenanigans. It's going to be great. We will need to purchase more HDMI cables.
Yes.
Chat's hyped on that. Hell yeah.
Chat loves HDMI cables. They can't get enough.
Yeah.
Don't buy over 50 feet though, chat. They don't work. It's trash. They have things that you can convert an Ethernet signal cable to an HDMI though, and we use those, and they're great. They work really well.
And,
Anyways, bye.
Hold on.
Wait,
Wait,
Hold on.
Damiani's holding his arms out.
I've got something too.
Okay, Don, you go first. Don, you go first. No, you go
I have
first.
the perfect close.
Go, Don. Okay.
All right, but then everyone's gonna have to follow me in this.
All right, I'll go first then.
Respect to Damiani.
I'll go first then.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sounds like you got a good, nice little plan here.
Well, I don't know if anyone's gonna.
I say
follow.
get hype, baby.
Everyone's got.
Yeah, we're teasing things, but like let's tease the distant future, baby. Next summer, baby. Easy Allies back at E3, baby. Let's go.
Yes.
Theoretically, yes.
That's a good thing to get hyped for. That's good.
Keep us alive for another year.
We can make it there, right?
Long-awaited carpet reviews.
Oh my god.
Long-awaited.
Yeah.
I've been developing this new carpet tech. Wait till you see
Oh
what
my
I
God.
have.
Also, if you know the E3
Years
people,
in the
make sure to
making.
give us.
That's right.
Give them
Suits
info,
back.
Because we don't know who's running it now.
Years in the
To
making.
get in.
I saw the people who did like other events. Or
Yeah, but we haven't had contact.
Got it.
with
We
them
have to
necessarily.
figure it
Yeah.
all out.
That
Got
means
it.
that we will dress fancy again.
All right, Don, what's your thing?
What's your
Everybody together. Sonic! 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 They're doing it! Sonic! 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 Sonic!
That's all I got. All right.
I can't believe